Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, a local attorney, and what you're about to watch is pretrial. Now, pretrial is the third court event in the process towards resolving a criminal case. The first was first appearance, the next was arraignment. Now we have pretrial to determine if the case is ready to proceed to docket day and potentially trial, or if it can't be worked out through plea or even dismissed. At pretrial, though, facts are not as important as they are in other hearings. In this case, it's procedural. The judge is going to bring in their entire docket to make sure that the attorneys are doing what they need to do to get the cases towards a just conclusion. Some of the cases you'll see are older, some are newer. On the older ones, you may see some tension as the judges are trying to make sure the cases are moving forward, but the stakes are getting high. So that's what pretrial is. Let's go see what happens.
Please be seated. Yeah, we're ready to Trevor Brown when I do that. He's bringing him up now.
Good afternoon, Judge. Powell for Trevor Brown from the docket on Jeffrey Granderson.
Now, are you sitting in for Mr. Griffith, or are you guys co-counsel, or is this your case now?
This case is Mr. Griffith's. I represent the co-defendant, Brandon Henry, who has been continued. And I'm covering for him today.
Sure.
I believe Mr. Griffith is in federal court today.
Well, that's feds think they have.
Thank you. he'd rather get a capias here than in federal court.
After this, Gmail will be done and Johnson.
Could you go ahead and announce the case?
Powell for the record on behalf of Trevor Brown, case number 22 CF 1794. And Mr. Griffith is asking for a continuance in this case. We have depositions to reschedule. The co-defendant's matters are to continue to December, and the state's not objecting.
And I know we went over this a little bit just for the defendants. Where are we at with the depositions? We're rescheduling, or they have been rescheduled?
We've completed 2 rounds, and we had a 3rd round scheduled 2 weeks ago, but we did have to cancel those. Mr. Griffith was in trial, and those were essential witnesses, and so we did have to cancel those.
Okay.
So
You think is that kind of the last, at least what we know of so far?
Well, Judge, I know that we have the primary investigating officer left as one of the depositions. I wouldn't feel confident saying that this is the last round. There were a number of witnesses that were in the area when this crime was alleged to have occurred. So.
Okay, very good. So you're staying in contact with your attorney, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So we'll continue this till 12/13, 9 a.m. Thank you.
thank you, Judge. Have a
We can
good
fill you
day.
out.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good day.
We'll do, we have those 2 unrepresented, that Random Dunham Miller, but the other one is in another institution, Marquand Johnson.
Marquand Johnson. Okay. So let's do Marquand Johnson. So that's 23 CF 1689. Who's handling that? Is that yours? Councilman Sharp.
Is it no attorney?
There's no attorney, and it's an accessory after the fact.
Yes, Judge, that is my case.
Yeah, all right.
What's the,
That's done.
My understanding is that there was a federal case that was going in this, with this defendant, and he's in the federal custody right now.
and why isn't he represented? Did he turn down representation? We just haven't had him here.
I don't think we
ever had him here, except.
Yeah, I think there's a co-defendant key. Is it Keandre Johnson, or who is the co-defendant in the case? Because the co-defendant is with Mr. Medina, and so that's the reason we basically held off. Because
So you think he's in a federal jail or prison?
Give me 1 moment, Judge.
Yes, sir. Always try to, I know it's a little reluctant when people are in jail without any representation. That's really not a good situation. I think they would probably agree with me.
The file is loading, if you just give me 1 moment.
Sure, take your time.
Yes, Judge. So this is a case where the defendant and the co-defendant allegedly robbed a postal worker.
Correct.
Which is why the federal government has jurisdiction. So I think that this case went federal. I think it was with these facts. It got picked up as a federal case.
Right.
I just need to confirm that.
Okay, so we just need to do why don't you confirm it so you can, at least the next time, if they're, obviously he's in federal jail or whatever, that's fine. He's obviously can't proceed down here, but we need to know kind of where we're going. So if you could confirm where he's at and, maybe even, we could even appoint him somebody.
Yes, Judge. I will do my homework. Can we do a 1 cycle continuous while I do that?
Is that, Mr. Gates, in a situation like that where they're up there, generally, you have to ask them if they want representation, but I just hate to have anybody in jail without any representation, because they don't.
Yes, Your Honor, and the court technically could appoint the PD. We would be withdrawing, and then we'd end up with regional conflict counsel. I know that Mr. Medina's got the co-defendant, Keandrick Daniels. That is going to be, I think, scheduled for today. It shows at least should be today or was early this week.
It's on for today.
He'll probably be seeking a continuance in that case, given the federal authorities have gotten them.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to appoint the public defender, and then you all can get off it, and we'll get Mr. Harper, at least have somebody, and somebody's communicating, letting him know what's going on.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. But we'll continue it also to the next cycle, which is 12/13. Okay. Mr. Dunn?
Randall Dunn, sir.
With the state announce here, I know we've got several cases. Want me to call them out?
Thanks, Judge.
20 CF 2183, 21 CF 289, 21 CF 1537, 22 CF 215, and 22 CF 588.
So, Judge, Mr. Reed, now Magistrate Reed, was previously representing Mr. Dunn Miller. I believe according to inquire, Mr. Dunn Miller would like to have counsel appointed or intends for retaining counsel.
You go by Mr. Dunham or Mr. Miller?
I mean, Miller's how I grew up, but Florida gave me a...
Whatever you want me to call it, it doesn't matter. Mr. Miller, obviously you don't have an attorney, not a good situation. Being unrepresented, are you planning on hiring any other legal counsel? Do you wish to be considered for a public defender? What do you want to do?
Well, I mean, if I
You've got a
got...
number of cases, so.
Yeah, and John and I have been working together for almost 3 years. And so for him to withdraw to pursue a new career path, and you know, congratulations to him, but I'm kind of left here.
I understand.
I spent all my money, all right, to hire him. I haven't got any substitute counsel provided or financial assistance or reimbursement, if you will, to hire new private counsel. So I'm kind of out of luck there. I know that, you know, Cassie has gone to private defense, and I thought that maybe there would be something there. But John's been busy, and ever since he's withdrawn, I haven't, you know, he came to see me and drop off my discovery. The jail wouldn't let me have it. There's some sort of new process going on up there. So, you know, I was in the regional conflict office before. I've had Mr. Harper represent me. I've been in the public defender's office before, but it seems like getting shuffled back into the public defender's office is, I mean, it feels unfair, you know, to say the least, because we've been fighting these cases for a minute now. You know, and we've been close to getting a deal done a few times, you know, and I've been screaming out for help and rehab the whole time. And Miss Leone, when she was on my case, offered me drug court. I was turned down for that, for really reasons unknown, and it seems like the next logical step would be, you know, post-adjudicatory drug treatment rehabilitation. And I've got 4 facilities approved right now. Character letters from all my friends and family, even a drug addiction board certified doctor. I've got multiple people advocating for me, and Emerald Coast Life Center, Fifth Chance LLC, and Miss Dana and John Wayne Searcy, Diane Gordon from Genesis House. I mean, a lot of people fighting for me, still reaching out for help. I know there's a 7-year offer on the table, I believe, right now, but that's been the same offer since July of 2021. So I haven't been able to really see any negotiation, and it's just, you know, you're my 3rd judge. I've had, I think, 8 state attorney rotations, and now here I stand before you unrepresented at the, you know, at the end of it all. I know, you know, we'd all like to see these cases get resolved and get this behind us so we can all move forward in a positive direction. I know we can all agree on that. So at this point in time, like, I don't, you know, I'm asking for help. I don't really know what to do. I need representation, obviously. I don't have enough money to just go out and hire private counsel.
Okay, so the process is I've got to appoint the public defender. The public defender will probably get off it. It'll go to Mr. Harper. You've had experience with Mr. Harper. That would probably be good. Mr. Harper then can communicate and close the gap with your prior attorney, make sure and fill him in on any of the nuance of what's been going on. He can pick up the ball and try and figure out kind of where we're going.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do for today is, like I said, I'm going to appoint the public defender, and we'll come back. At this point, we've got to continue it. So we'll come back on the 13th, but hopefully, in the meantime, you can get with Mr. Harper and go from there.
Okay, the 13th of what, Your Honor?
The next cycle is the 13th of December. If things transpire between now and then, you certainly can need any other specific hearings or whatever can be done before then.
Okay, and what do you think for ETA for that process, for them to, you're assigning them today, so I don't have to do anything for that, right?
That is correct.
Okay, and then...
So, as soon as they get it, they'll be seeking to get off the case. It's just a matter of paperwork, getting to my office and getting it signed.
Okay.
So in the next week or 10 days it should happen, and hopefully at that point you can communicate with Mr. Harper, and he can communicate with your prior attorney and kind of go from there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
It doesn't seem that Mr. Harper's ready yet, I had the inmate signed up and ready to go. He's still in the entry time.
You want to ask him, or do you?
Yeah. JJ, can you see if Mr. Harper's posted? The judge does. Stop in 2 minutes. And the interpreter has 2, one with Mr. Medina and one with Mr. Gates. They are here.
That's the interpreter. Your Highness.
The defendant was originally entered into CTI program in February of this year, and when the memo from the state attorney saying that they were not compliant, we put it on the docket. We believe private counsel from there, or the attorney that represented them, they did another one, or before the file, and the proceedings did not file.
So this is Mauricio Bonilla. He is number 53 on the docket. He's before the court on 22 CF 1588. Judge, if I can, it's my intent to continue this, but Mr. Bonilla is asking for a bond hearing. What happened is that he had this bond revoked due to a misdemeanor construction without a license, and this revoked this bond. And so I would like to address the possibility of getting the bond reinstated on docket day. If the court will permit me to do this plea or continue, I can notice it for a hearing.
Sure. We'll come back on docket day next Monday, 10/16, clear to continue.
Your Honor, I just want the court to know I will reach out to the victim and make sure that they want to be here. But I'm just letting the court know I may come back on docket day and state that they want to be there but cannot because of the short notice. But I will reach out to the victim between now and then and make sure I have.
Sure, and you can provide, the input from the victim.
Yes, sir.
Even if we do have something, but, so are you going to be filing a motion on
Yes.
for bond reduction or whatever?
Yes, sir. I'll file a motion for bond reinstatement and a notice of hearing for that date, Judge.
Okay.
And I'll do that this week.
Right, sir. Michael Costa.
Michael Costin is before the court on 23 CF 1401 and 23 CF 1402. The state and I have been going back and forth on offers and counter offers. If we can bring him back on docket day, I think it's possible we can come to a resolution. You don't have to. So if we can set this for docket day, Judge, I'll keep working with Ms. Sharpless to see if we can come to a resolution this cycle. I think this is the first time around.
Very good. We'll come back on 16th, next Monday, at 9 a.m.
Judge, before we skip Mr. Braxton, he's number 54.
Right.
We actually had Mr. Braxton. He's out of custody. He was present on Monday, and we continued his cases to 12/11.
12/11.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is Cornelius Donaldson, number 57 on the docket.
Mr. Harper, you getting the...
No, they're downstairs. We just have the regional conflict counsel up here.
When we get it, we get, I think, 2 or 3 that need the interpreter. And when they bring them up, we'll do it. But right now, just proceed forward.
Judge, he's before the court on 22 CF 1617. Your Honor, if we may approach on this.
You may.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualifying heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview's Coney Islands, burgers and hot dogs
Judge, for those reasons, we're going to ask to set this for the 12th, 13th.
I think it's the 13th, 12/13.
And I advise my client that if we get all those issues sorted out, we'll move it up for an earlier hearing.
Any type of, we can get a plea on any miscellaneous document. We have them all through the month. I mean, not all through the month, several days, so
Yes, sir.
it won't be months in advance.
Eric Edwards.
That was done.
Judge, next is Eric.
Done.
Yes, sir. Next is Eric Edwards.
I'm sorry.
I apologize, Judge. He's before the court on 21 CF 1210 and 21 CF 2883. Can we approach the line as well?
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m.
So we're going to continue this matter for the next cycle until 12/13, and if any of the issues that were discussed are able to be worked out, you guys can get it on the hearing docket.
We just need to have all the ducks in a row and then we'll set
The next docket.
Okay? I'll contact you. Okay.
Donaldson Ferguson.
Judge, this is Donald Ferguson. He's before the court on 23 CF 445. Judge, I'm going to ask for a full cycle continuance. We're going to do the depo of the victim in this matter, and following that, we should be ready to proceed to trial next cycle.
Okay. So last continuance.
That's fine.
I believe that would be appropriate. I agree with him. There's no one else we really need to impose at this time. And the state doesn't plan on calling the victim at trial, but I do understand that the defense feels that it needs to pose this victim before trial.
Okay, so we'll come back on 12/13. This would be, the clerk could reference in the minutes, it'll be the last. Be ready for trial next time.
Craig Golden.
Judge, this is Craig Golden before the court on 22 CF 256, 22 CF 288, and 22 CF 2095. Give me just 1 second. Judge, with respect to Mr. Golden's case, I think we're going to need to do one last continuance, or one continuance. We've retained an expert to do an independent evaluation of the DNA in this matter, and I think that he just needs some additional time to facilitate that.
There's no objection, Your Honor. We'll just have to figure out what the procedure is going to be for that.
Are you anticipating this would be able to be kind of brought in for landing in the next couple of months or in the next cycle?
The state would be ready, Your Honor.
Sure, I think so, Judge. It's just a matter of procedurally I think that he would have to go to FDLE and do the examination there. I'm not certain how that occurs, frankly, but hopefully that's enough time for him to do that.
We'll continue this till 12/13 next cycle, and hopefully we can have some resolution, or we can get ready and go to trial on this.
Yes, sir.
Davon Graham.
Mr. Graham? Yes, sir. Maybe just 1 moment, Judge. Judge, this is Davon Graham before the court on 23 CF 1561. At this time, he's going to withdraw his previously entered plea and enter a plea of no contest. This will be an adjudication of guilt. Will be placed on 2 years of probation. Be assessed $615 in court costs, $150 cost of defense. Attend and complete a substance abuse evaluation and any recommended treatments. Undergo random year analysis and maintain employment or have 5 job applications per week.
Judge, can we approach?
So do you have on this the 30 and 60 on the
I'll put that in there, Judge.
evaluation? Yes, the SU comes forward.
So you have to get the eval within 30 days and treatment within 60, okay? You good with this? Judge, I believe the state's going to file this court today. We'll stipulate to that end of the score.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Graham, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, I just need to ask you a few questions about your plea agreement to make sure you understand what's going on and you're entering into this freely and voluntarily. So you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement, and I see those same terms are written out in your written plea agreement that you've signed. So my first question is, did you read this closely?
Yes, sir.
And did you go over it in detail with your attorney, make sure you understand all the legal ins and outs of this plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Importantly, you're waiving some valuable legal rights by entering into this agreement. Those are the rights to go to a trial, force the state to prove their case, all that. You're waiving all that so we can get a final resolution today. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
You believe that's in your best interest?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea. There'll be an adjudication of guilt on the single count. The court will sentence the defendant to 2 years of probation, along with the court costs that are contained in the plea agreement. As a condition of this probation, you've got to get a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days and follow up whatever the findings are. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Understand that?
Yes, sir.
There's also some other things, random UAs and 5 job applications, or actually, even better to actually get a job.
Yes, sir.
So, anyway, any questions?
No, not at this moment.
Right, Jeffrey Granderson.
Judge, the next case is Mr. Granderson. He's before the court on...
Skip over Graham?
Yeah, I can address Mr. Graham, Judge. He's before the court on Joseph Graham's case, 22 CF 1985 and 22 CF 2383. He was not transported, I think, due to behavioral issues. I think there are about 3 that are on the list today that were not transported for that reason. There is a mental health evaluation that is outstanding on those individuals. So I'd ask to continue that case for 1 second, Judge.
Okay. And so the mental health evaluation is outstanding on that?
Yes, sir. I've retained a doctor from outside this area.
Okay. So we'll continue that until 12/13.
Yes, sir. This is Jeffrey Granderson. Let me have just a moment.
And Joseph Graham is case number 22 CF 1985 and 22 CF 2383 for the road.
Yes, sir.
Are the
They're going to be coming in the next few weeks, and we'll be getting the delegate first. I'll say that.
As soon as we get the defendants that need interpretation, they're having to come in. There's 3. As soon as we get them in, we'll have you. I know you're waiting around. I apologize for keeping you.
Sign the date there.
I could have to take.
If there's nothing, so it's 10/11/23.
Judge, while he signs that, I will just say on the record that provided Marcy's Law has spoken with the victims, they are aware that this is the plea offer that's being signed today.
They okay with it?
They are aware of that plea agreement.
Okay.
Judge, this is Mr. Granderson before the court on 23 CF 1788. This will be a plea of lesser included offenses of indecent exposure as to both counts. He'll be adjudicated guilty, placed on 11 months of probation, 11 months, 29 days of probation to run concurrent, be assessed $270 in court costs, $150 cost of defense, no trespassing at the McDonald's, and have a mental health evaluation and any recommended treatment. These are misdemeanors, so there's no score sheet.
Do you have a statutory citation for the lesser included for the record, the clerk's record?
No. Do you know?
We have the statutory citation for the lesser included for the court.
Judge, I can find it.
I'll go ahead and do the call.
What's the charge? Huh? That's that one Steve put on here.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a few questions, Mr. Granderson. Would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. So you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement?
Yes.
Those same terms are contained in the written plea agreement that I see you've signed. My first question is, did you read this closely? Did you read this plea agreement?
Yes, I have to tell you about that.
And did you go over it in detail with your attorney? Make sure you had all your legal questions answered.
Yes, Yes.
Do you have any further questions you need to ask your attorney about this plea agreement? And just point of inquiry. No, there's no contact in this.
No trespassing at that
location.
And no contact with the victims. Is that not really?
It's not in there.
Right.
All right. Yeah, with the name, so be clear. Okay, great, thank you. What is Mr. Medina?
One is the first one of the case, the second one is the case.
What if they contact me?
Well, the judge will explain it to you, but if they come in contact with you, don't engage.
Judge, can I get clarification as to, will he be supervised by JCS since this is misdemeanor probation?
He can be.
That's you. Is that what you'd prefer?
The state would ask for that. If it's going to be by regular probation, don't need his address. That's the only reason I was asking.
It's fine.
It's okay with me.
JCS.
It's up to you. Just put it in here. Sorry.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Granderson, I just need to ask you a few questions, make sure two things. One, do you understand what you're entering into? Okay, what's your plea agreement?
Yes.
And secondly, you're doing it freely and voluntarily. That's why I'm asking you. So, you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement out loud,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And those same plea agreements are contained in the written plea agreement that you've signed, right? That's
Right.
your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So have you read this closely? That's my first question. Have you read the plea agreement?
Yes, and my lawyer explained it to me.
Okay, and you went over, that was my second question. You gone over it with your attorney? Make sure you have all your legal questions answered about what all this means legally?
Yes, I don't.
Do you have any other questions? I want to make sure that you understand what's going on. I know you have some questions regarding contact with the victim.
Yes, I was talking about actually contact them in contact with me, not me with
Well,
them. And
I don't know the relationship exactly, but this is a no contact.
Yes.
It's a one-sided kind of no contact,
right,
which means you're under an obligation that you can't contact them.
right,
But they could contact you. The thing to remember is, all you have to remember is simply, if they contact you, you need to leave. You need to receive. It's your obligation. I've never had trouble with somebody else coming up to them and them getting in trouble. That's not going to happen. Okay? But if you contact them or you continue to have contact, they walk up to you and want to talk to you and you have a conversation with them, that's a problem. If they call you on the phone, you see them, and you pick up and you talk to them for 15 minutes, that's a problem. Okay? These no contacts are very serious. You know, and I don't want nobody's going to trick you up to get you to get in trouble. That's not the way it works. But you got to be affirmative. You need to stay away from them. They don't have an obligation to stay away from you. Okay? You just need to understand that. Okay? If you do, stay away. Okay? And if you're having trouble with that, in other words, if they continue to try and contact you, you need to be talking to your probation officer, right? And you let them know, hey, there's some problems with that. They keep trying to contact you. At least you let somebody know, right?
Okay.
Okay. Question?
Judge, can I approach, or can we approach?
Sure.
Thank you.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
We're going to have to continue this hearing until tomorrow. Explain to them what to do.
We can continue this tomorrow, Judge, and not pick this up a little bit.
Yeah, we just. Okay, so we'll reconvene this first thing in the morning, okay? Thank you.
Next case is under Mr. Gates, last name Hurtado Garcia, first name Jose.
Madam Clerk, would you swear the interpreter?
Do you agree to accurately interpret from English to Spanish and Spanish to English the matters on court today? I do. Thank you.
Thank you. Tell me your client's name again. Sorry.
Travis Gates on behalf of Jose Hurtado Garcia.
What number?
Hurtado, Your Honor.
With an H?
Got it. 87. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, this is Mr. Garcia's first time on the docket. I've been pressing to get the FDLE from the state given the trafficking charge. Unfortunately, we still don't have it. At this time, I'll need to continue Mr. Hurtado's case to December 13th.
Does the state, are they assisting in trying to obtain that FDLE?
I would like to think we are, Judge. Mr. Gates and I spoke last week.
You're the only person here. Either you are or you're not.
We are.
Okay.
So Mr. Gates and I spoke on the 5th. We reached out to FDLE. It's just not available yet. But as of today, we have not received it.
And I appreciate that. But, you know, the only reason I'm pressing you all a little bit is that they don't listen to the PD's office very much. At least they, you know, sometimes you can get a little squeaky wheel, sometimes get some oil. So I know it's an ongoing issue. They got a lot of cases, but we can't resolve this case. You know.
Thank you, Judge.
We'll continue this till 12/13. December 13th, 9 a.m.
Represented by Mr. Medina, last name Errazo, E-R-Z-O, Vasquez.
Your Honor, Mr. Errazo Vasquez, Gerson is his first name, is docket number 123. Okay. His cases are 23 CF 280 and 23 CF 503. We had transported him roughly a week ago for a motion. We didn't have an interpreter. We're working with Your Honor's JA to reschedule that. We weren't able to do it last Thursday for scheduling reasons. I will also advise the court that in the state that right now... What is the motion? The motion had to do with the new statute that requires, in a case of these kind, where you have a minor victim of these kind of charges, you have to get pre-clearance from the courts to take the deposition. And the new statute is, I'm arguing, unconstitutional. That is the province and duty of the court. It's a procedural rule. And so that needed to be set with an interpreter, and the court needed to have some time to look at the issue, obviously, as well. So there is also going to be, I'm anticipating another motion, because there are 3 different alleged victims in one case and 1 alleged victim in a 4th case. In the other case, I'm going to be moving to sever the 3 into 3 separate cases. So we can have that hearing at the same time, more than likely, because I would anticipate filing that in the near future. So neither of those hearings have been scheduled or rescheduled? That's correct, Your Honor. I know that it all just happened last week, and I know my assistant's working on it. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if Ms. Van Box was in the office this afternoon, but if you'll call her in the morning, we'll get it. She's real good about getting them scheduled. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, that's everything for today. So for today, we're continuing to the next cycle with the understanding that these other motions will have to be scheduled by both offices.
There's no objection, so Your Honor, we can address everything on the same day. I'll also suggest to Ms. Medina, if the court were to make a ruling that it was constitutional, perhaps we could already address whether or not substantially the deposition needs to be taken. In other words, be ready to at least go to phase 2 of that hearing if it becomes appropriate. I just throw that suggestion. I'm not anticipating that. I think
I understand that. I never want to give up the hope. I'm not quite following you. You're anticipating another objection from Mr. Medina beyond the constitutional issue?
Your Honor, it would basically, the new legislation requires that the hearing be held to determine whether or not a deposition will be allowed.
I see.
So if the court were to have a ruling on that day, and if it were to go in the state's favor, my only suggestion was that all parties basically have the argument lined up to go proceed to the next thing since we're all here. But that's the only suggestion.
Does that, in order to have that hearing, does that require the state or the defense to file something? Like a motion to take the does the state have to do a motion to take the deposition of the minor?
Your Honor, the new statute or the amendment to the statute requires that the defense file a motion requesting it, and then it be set for a hearing and the court hears both parties as to whether or not it's appropriate.
I think
the state would be prepared to basically address it, is all I'm saying, if the court wished to, and Mr. Medina, it became appropriate.
I think it's extremely probable in that event that there will be an appeal. So I'm not going to waive his rights on our Constitution.
But does the appeal automatically stop the process from moving?
I'm not going to be divulging what questions I'm going to ask. If that would be one of the issues, I have no idea how that would hash out in that. I'm not prepared to assume I'm going to be seeking permission where we don't think there's a right to have that requirement.
I think Mr. Medina is right. He has the opportunity to strategize as he sees fit. So I can't.
No, I was, like I said, I was just suggesting for time purposes.
I understand what you're doing. Mr. Medina doesn't agree, which is his purpose. Okay. Okay, very good. Anything else on this? So we'll continue this till 12:13. Hopefully try and get the other one, obviously, will be done in the interim as well.
The state had indicated that it might be filing a written response. I would certainly encourage that because on our motion, it would help the court. I'm sure it would help me to understand what argument Ms. Faso was going to present. Thank you.
That is my intention, Your Honor, basically as soon as I get the date. And that actually raises a question that I have in general right now with responses and sentencing letters and that type of thing. Does the court wish us to also drop off a hard copy if it's within the next week or two? As far as if we have a sentencing recommendation or response to a motion so that the court has it in its hands for the hearing? Or should we just go back to the old process?
Yeah, I think even more now that hard copies would be.
And that's why I was asking, because
I mean, generally, when you all send me stuff, or if I pull them up, I print them. So they become, you might as well do it.
Go ahead, bring a hard copy.
Prompt me to be reviewing. I certainly want, on something that is, I'm going to call it a legal argument, I'm certainly wanting your memorandum, however you want to call it, your arguments in advance so that I can review them and look at the cases and not just kind of.
And that's why I asked if you want us to physically just drop a copy
That would be
of this
great.
event box, so that's what we'll start doing then until told otherwise.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Medina, on this case?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
That is what I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your patience.
We have to clear the lead first before we can do hers.
We've got just a few more and stuff, and then we'll get your juvenile.
Judge, this is 68, Alan James, but if I can address number 66 first.
You may.
Number 66 is Jamar Hutson. He is one of the individuals that was not transported due to his, there's a pending mental health evaluation on that case, so I'd ask to continue that to 12/13.
Very good. We'll continue that till 12/13 as well for the same reason.
Judge, this is Alan James, 23 CF 836. The state and I have been communicating about a possible resolution. I think we can come and bring that on landing on docket day, so if I can bring him back for clear continue, I think we'll resolve it this cycle.
Very good. We'll come back on docket day 10/16 for clear continue.
That's right.
His last name was Landy?
This one is James, sorry.
This Alan James. Alan.
Michael Jenkins.
Judge, this is Michael Jenkins, 22 CF 2308 and 23 CF 314. Judge, we filed a motion to suppress in this particular case. We just need to coordinate that with your JA to have that hearing heard. I think for housekeeping purposes, we need to set this for the December 13th.
I agree. We'll continue to 12/13. That's the next cycle. But the motion to suppress, as soon as you can get it scheduled with my office.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll get
Yes,
it
sir.
on. We've got several dates before then, and we'll get that done.
Get that done sooner. And this is for you. They said you could take it. Okay.
We're actually trying to add a couple more dates, full dates, because right now all the miscellaneous, you got the short hearings in the morning. We need afternoon, the lengthier hearings. We're going to do several whole days, just a lengthier hearings, in addition to what our normal schedule is.
Dustin Jennings.
Judge, this is Dustin Jennings, 22 CF 2957, 22 CF 2958, and 23 CF 1437. I think the state and I are close to a resolution. We can bring him back on docket day. I think there was just a difference of a couple months between my counteroffer and the state's offer. I'm hopeful we can come to a resolution on
We'll come back on docket day on October 16th, next Monday at 9 a.m.
Renwick Keel.
Judge, this is Renwood Keel. He's before the court on 22 CF 464. I believe he's represented by Mr. Gates as well. I don't have that case number, I apologize.
22 CF 2076.
Hold on, let me pull that one.
It was number 89 on my document for me.
Got it. Okay.
Judge, I think we announced continuous last time. We're going to leave it set for plea or trial, bring him back on docket day. I have been in contact with the state. More importantly, Mr. Gates has been in contact with the state, and I think we're all mutually trying to come to a resolution. And I think it's probable we can come to a resolution this cycle, Judge.
We still come here.
Okay.
With all the videos.
And the next one coming up after
Mr. Keel, let me just say to you, I know if you file something and you have an attorney, you know what I do with it? Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, because I can't. It's a nullity. So go through your attorneys. That's why you got them. They just got one that got you off on a whole case on an open trial date. So listen to your attorneys. Okay.
Your Honor, my case is just off the ride, so I'm not going to say trial in my case. The state has made Mr. Kill a offer. Mr. Kill has kind of countered that offer. That's kind of where we're at. My anticipation is that hopefully on Monday we have a resolution from one side or another, and we resolve everything then.
Okay. Very good. We'll come back on Monday, October 16th, 9 a.m. Plea or trial? Continue?
Plea or trial, Judge.
Please trial and or continuance for me.
Continuance on Mr. Gates. Trial for you. All right. So Mr. Harper's case is the 464, and that's basically plea or trial, and then Mr. Gates is plea or continuance.
Judge, on Mr. Deontay Knight, he's before the court on 23 CF 704 and 23 CF 1515. Judge, I'm going to continue this for the purpose of doing depositions, so I'd ask to set this for 12/13.
Relatively new case of state. Okay with that?
Yes, Judge.
So we'll continue until 12/13 at 9 a.m. next cycle.
Yeah, it's 24.
After these three will be the unit. No, I can't make it, so I got to clear house and go down and get the on Grand Park. I got no place to go. All right. We're gonna do these three and then you want to do.
But that's the.
I understand that, but I got something to do. I got to pick these three up, we'll bring them down, then I got to go get the juvenile and bring them up.
Okay, we'll do that.
Precinct.
We'll do that.
Precinct.
Rogers? Michael Rogers?
Judge, this is Michael Rogers before the court on 22 CF 3127 and 23 CF 1828. If we can bring him for plea or continue on docket day, the state just conveyed me to an offer that I think will probably be acceptable. We just need to write out the terms, Judge.
Very good. We'll come back on docket day 1016, plea or continue.
Thank you, Judge. I'm sorry. We'll talk about that. Okay.
Marcus Snowden?
We addressed him this morning, but we can bring him out. This is Marcus Snowden, 21 CF 2286. Judge, I believe we continue this to 1213. This is a cold case with multiple co-defendants. This was the federal confidential informant that we had to locate in one of the, I forget, it was Mississippi or Missouri, but it was one of those states, Judge, so 1213.
So this is continuing until 1213.
Yes, sir.
Jonathan Wallace?
Judge, this is Mr. Wallace before the court on 23 CF 1219. Judge, Mr. Wallace is asking for a bond hearing, so if I can set this for I'll coordinate with the clerk's office to get a bond hearing date, but I think that for housekeeping purposes, if we can continue this 1213.
Yeah, but I'll get you a bond hearing. It takes about 5 minutes to get the juvenile here.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Right this way, sir.
Judge, I also have Reginald Washington. He is the last individual that was transported. 23 CF 171. Again, a mental health evaluation is pending on his case.
So that's one of the ones that was not?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
And I believe that's all that I have today.
Okay, so we'll continue that till 1213.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And on the bond hearing, you can just get that scheduled up when you get a file.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay.
He's walking those down, get the juvenile, bring them up.
We'll take a 5 minute
5 minutes,
break.
yeah, absolutely. All rise, please. Circuit court's in a 5-minute recess.
Days Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at daystirepros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
What can I help you with?
I think I was bit by a vampire.
This is definitely concerning, but I don't have any experience with vampire bites. I do, however, have training in accident investigation from the Florida Highway Patrol, and I'm proud to say that I've received many awards that... Hey, you feeling okay, buddy?
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
The Cottage Formalware, located at 648 North Wilson Street, has all your needs for looking your best. We have homecoming, prom, and pageant dresses. We have tux rental suits, vests, ties. Need something casual? We have that too. Shop Hometown First and visit us on Facebook at the Cottage Boutique and Formalware. We're located at 648 North Wilson Street. Call 850-682-2446.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV Preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briar Press.
Please be seated.
Yes, sir. Now, this is Nazir Wright in 23 CF 321. We have completed some depositions on this one. There are multiple defendants in this case, co-defendants. There are some officers, like the main officer, who did not appear. So we have asked for new dates. I believe the date I got today was January 4th. And we have also asked for additional discovery that was mentioned at depositions. So we're waiting on that information so we can get a continuance for one cycle.
So we'll continue this till December 13th. Hopefully, even though we won't have had the depositions at that time, hopefully we'll get a better feel whether
yes, sir.
there's any issues that are out there that need the court's attention.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll continue to 13th of December at 9 a.m.
All right, guys, that's all I have.
Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Yes.
I think we got Mr. Harper's all taken care of.
I got Mr. Gates is coming out.
Ready? I have no idea what's going on.
Current Florida should be back.
No, current Florida should already be back.
Back where?
Back in the jail by now.
Oh, you already did him?
Yeah, and this guy is not mine, sir.
Jeff Gray?
No. Yes, he was the first guy we handled this morning. It's Mr. Price Williams from the first case this morning.
He has been.
We let him know.
Yeah, you're going back to the gym.
December 13th, Mr. Brewer.
Is it December 13th? Thank you.
That's Price Williams. Very first one. Probably Spiro Kibrios.
Oh, I've got Chad Gray, my next one for you. Is that yours? Is that?
However court security brings him out, I will handle them, Your Honor.
However they show up. Right?
However they come
And
around.
the thing with Mr. Price Williams is he's got several attorneys.
Sure.
So,
He's got technically one, Spiro Kibrios, with someone else helping.
I had a hard time hearing all the attorneys this morning.
But there are two state attorneys prosecuting this case.
They're actually two different cases. One
Chad Gray.
Chad Gray.
That sounds very Mr. Gray. Your Honor, this is Mr. Gray before the court. Mr. Gray's got a new charge that's actually scheduled for November the 14th. If we can reschedule this for that court date, I've asked the state to take a look at the cases for global resolution, and my anticipation is we'd probably do that on the 14th.
So December 14th is he arraigned?
November 14th for arraignment, Your Honor.
Okay. So we'll track that. Same, so it's at 1:30, 11/4 at 1:30.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to try and get both done on that day. Okay.
Current Flores, not Flores, I'm sorry, Hines, We'll have a Lance Haynes.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Lance Hines before the court. And 1749. It is the first time on the docket. If we can continue Mr. Hines' case.
Court recognize this is the first time up, so we can continue until 12, 13, and 9 and 9.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Higgins.
This is one I need to pass. I just gave Mr. Higgins a copy of the plea agreement, which I'm anticipating he'll take it. I just need to go over it with him before we sign it.
Okay.
I can't see.
I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to come read it.
Go back.
Yeah.
Raymond Hutchinson. Frank, you can read over it.
This is Mr. Raymond Hutchinson before the court. Looks like it's going to be number 88 on the docket.
Yes,
we have a plea agreement to be filed in his case. I do not have a score sheet, so we'll have to file that later if I may approach, Your Honor.
You may. Thank you. Would you please announce the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Hutchinson is going to be entering a plea non-contest as charged. It's going to be adjudication of guilt in both counts. 60 days in the county jail concurrent with credit for all time served. Standard court costs, public defender fee. There'll be 1 year driver's license revocation due to the statute associated with pleading attempting to elude. No probation to follow. Mr. Hutchinson's entering a plea without the opportunity to review discovery in his case.
State. That's correct, Judge. Mr. Hutchinson, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement. Put your hand down.
Yes, sir.
And I see those same terms are contained in the written plea agreement that you've signed. Have you read this thing closely?
Yes, sir.
Have you gone over it in detail with your attorney? Made sure you had all your legal questions answered?
Yes, sir.
So it's important that you understand, because there's a lot of legal stuff in there. Had all your legal questions answered?
Yes, sir.
You understand importantly by entering into this plea here today, you're waiving some valuable legal rights. The main one is the right to go to a trial, the right to force the state to prove their case beyond every reasonable doubt. Do you believe it's in your best interest to waive those rights for a final resolution of the case here today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have had all your legal questions answered?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. There will be an adjudication of guilt on all counts. The court will sentence you to 60 days in the county jail for each count. They will be served concurrently. Okay, so they run basically a total of 60 days. You will get credit for all time served. There'll be standard fees and costs that are contained in the agreement. You got driver's license, revocation, there'll be no probation, and you do acknowledge that you haven't gone over some of the discovery that hasn't been presented yet. Any questions? 548 is the cost of Mr. Gates. Mr. Gates, 548, not 515.
I apologize, Your Honor. Complete alluding, it's slightly different.
The clerk is just keeping us straight.
Gary Ivy.
How much time would you like this in the application?
I think I asked for, well, let's do 12 months on that, Your Honor.
Well, about 6 months. Do you need 12?
I would 12 for Mr. Hutchison, Your Honor, just to be safe.
Okay.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Ivy before the court. Should be number 89 on the docket.
Right.
We have a plea agreement to be filed in Mr. Ivy's case. Let's get the score. Ivy.
Ivy. 23, 14.
Any issues with that score sheet? 34.8. Your Honor, if I may approach with our plea agreement.
Sure.
I do have the score sheet. Mr. Ivy discussed that yesterday. He has no objection to that score. 34.8 points, so it will not be found of hardship.
Very good. Did you announce the terms of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Ivy is going to enter a plea of no contest as charged in 23 CF 1415. Will be adjudicated guilty on both counts. Count 1, placed on 3 years of probation. Count 2, misdemeanor count, sentence to time served. 615 in court costs, 150 public defender fee. Required to undergo the substance abuse evaluation within 30 days. Any recommended treatment within 60 days. Random urine analysis. The state's agreed to an automatic early termination in 24 months if he's completed all obligations and has had no violations.
Very good, State.
That's correct, Judge.
Mr. Ivy? You
Yes,
need to
sir.
ask. Go ahead.
About-
Ask your question.
Yes, Your Honor. He had asked if the court would have any objection to him obtaining a hardship license.
No. As far as for work?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What do we need to do with that? Do something right?
I have an order I could file. I could probably do here to break and get the court to sign that.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Ivy, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement,
Yes, sir.
and those same terms are contained in the written plea agreement that you signed. So have you read the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
And gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
I understand you're waiving some valuable legal rights, the right to go to a trial, contest these things.
Yes,
I
sir.
believe that's in your best interest
I
to
do.
do that. And you've had all your legal questions answered by your
Yes.
attorney. Okay. Based upon that, then the court will accept your plea agreement here. There'll be an adjudication of guilt on both counts. On count 1, the felony count, you'll receive 36 months of probation. Count 2, you just get credit for time served, no further probation. Standard court costs, and you've got to do the substance abuse evaluation and treatment, UAs, and of course they've got the issue on the early termination as well. Any questions?
No, sir. That's all taken care of. Thank you.
Very good. I just got to show.
Your Honor, and I was just talking with Mr. Knox, who's there. I need to pass him. Plea agreement was just handed to him. So let me talk with him.
Come over here. Get your fingers.
So Knox is going to pass Knox.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Both Knox and Higgins have just gotten the agreement supposed to go. I'm going to need to speak with both of them. Let's start with your right hand.
Souls?
Yeah, those two are.
No, Higgins and Knox, I need to talk with. Let me make sure on that, Mr. Higgins. You're going to get out later today. Wilson, Ricky Wilson. Miss Sorrell, Your Honor, but I saw on the list, but she may have also bonded out, so.
Who's that?
Cherie Sorrell.
Cherie Sorrell.
We don't need to pick up that sheet.
I'm trying to get she's still in there.
Clerk showing you're still an inmate.
And I'm showing she was released yesterday.
Is Frank not answering? 3 out of the
Would she have been put on notice that she needed to come
No,
forward today?
no, Your Honor, she was in court on Monday. She was out of custody. There was
Oh, Monday.
Yes, Your Honor, there's a VOP warrant out for her. Judge Schlechter took her into custody. She had a bond. We continued this case to December the 11th.
This one?
The one, yes, Your Honor, the one that was set for Monday. The thinking.
So,
It was
December 11th?
Yes, Your Honor, because she was going to bond out on the VOP, and then we were going to resolve the cases on her VOP court date, which was probably going to be in November.
Okay, very good. But the underlying case, the 1404 would be continued to 1211 if they do it back to 14.
Yes, Your Honor.
We bring out Ricky Wilson.
We're not getting any response from our booking officer. I just sent my partner to go look.
You're like 11, 6, 10, and you're like,
that boy's probably think that you and all that.
7 to 8. I'm like, you guys are going the opposite of you.
I think you have to take his unit on back downstairs. He's not responding to his radio, but we'll get him out there.
Still not.
So that's the last for Mr. Medina, for Mr. Gates, right?
Wilson will be, other than the 2 that he had to pass.
Right.
Yes, Your Honor. I had 2 others I needed to pass.
So Wilson, I'm sorry, did you say he was coming up or?
Yes, Your Honor. He should be coming out as soon as I can get in touch with my booking officer.
He's saying he's supposed to be on this public offender waiver. He wants to, the last guy wants to see what's the public offender cost waiver.
He wants to knock.
Your Honor, Mr. Ivy was just making sure no way she won't object if we can announce that the cost of supervision in his case was waived.
Waive the cost of supervision.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Ivy, waive the cost of supervision.
Right now. Ricky Wilson. Did you see Terrell?
No, I still didn't see him.
He was empty.
Yep, him and Higgins.
The female, right?
Remember that lovely handwritten list I gave you?
Yeah. But you're gonna have to go into the attorney client. He doesn't want to talk to you, I think. Yeah, number 78. I already have 78. Oh, everyone is going.
You two come out, you'll understand how much further. Yeah. No, she doesn't.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Ricky Wilson before the court. Should be number, I'll get to it eventually. 95 and 96. It's on here twice. Your Honor, this was announced as a plea or trial in 21 CF 143 last cycle. That was the intent. However, yesterday I received a Williams rule motion in 21 CF 143. I haven't had time to even look at it, much less review it, research it, respond, and then set it for a contested hearing. I'm not going to be able to do that before our trial cycle this cycle. So at this time, I'm in a position where I got to ask for continuance for the December 13th date so that I can be adequately prepared for trial as well as the hearing.
There's no reproach.
Sure.
Helping qualifying heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Days Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at daystirepros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in.
As well as some other issues that might need hearings. The court will continue this matter until our next cycle, 12/13, and if you'll contact my office,
yes, sir.
We'll set the Williams rule.
My anticipation is to, once we get through our cycle here, the 6 days of court, I will sit down, review it, write a response, and then once I write the response, I'll get with Miss Eileen and schedule that with the state and then I'll report.
Very good. Okay. Thank you very much.
And my other two we passed, Your Honor, so I will step away. I don't see Mr. Medina, so I don't know what else I can do.
We can track Mr. Medina.
He's an attorney-client, or do you want us to let him know that you're waiting on him?
I'm trying to juggle, but I don't juggle well.
He said he still has clients to see, Your Honor.
And I know I've got my two I need to see as well, Your Honor.
Mr. Medina had a bunch of cases with him.
And I will.
Right now, if we go right now, we're pressing 5 o'clock.
Yes, Your Honor. I know that on some of those, he got some, at least the approval for some treatment programs yesterday, today, so trying to.
No, I'm not, but, how long is he going to need? Well, we'll go ahead and take our afternoon break.
Okay.
But please let him know that even if we have to skip a couple of them, that he needs to follow up with. We got to get the bulk of these done here today.
Yes, Your Honor.
People can't.
Yes, sir.
People start getting squirrely about 5 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
What can I help you with?
I think I was bit by a vampire.
This is definitely concerning, but I don't have any experience with vampire bites. I do, however, have training in accident investigation from the Florida Highway Patrol, and I'm proud to say that I've received many awards that... Hey, you feeling okay, buddy?
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
The Cottage Formalware, located at 648 North Wilson Street, has all your needs for looking your best. We have homecoming, prom, and pageant dresses. We have tux rental suits, vests, ties. Need something casual? We have that too. Shop Hometown First and visit us on Facebook at the Cottage Boutique and Formalware. We're located at 648 North Wilson Street. Call 850-682-2446.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Congratulations, Crestvew's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briar Patch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Days Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at daystirepros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and that's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
What can I help you with?
I think I was bit by a vampire.
This is definitely concerning, but I don't have any experience with vampire bites. I do, however, have training in accident investigation from the Florida Highway Patrol, and I'm proud to say that I've received many awards that... Hey, you feeling okay, buddy?
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
The Cottage Formalware, located at 648 North Wilson Street, has all your needs for looking your best. We have homecoming, prom, and pageant dresses. We have tux rental suits, vests, ties. Need something casual? We have that too. Shop Hometown First and visit us on Facebook at the Cottage Boutique and Formalware. We're located at 648 North Wilson Street. Call 850-682-2446.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV Preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Days Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at daystirepros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Ms. Sharples, Your Honor, one other detail. I'm sorry. You can come forward.
Or Okaloosa?
Al-Qaeda, Your Honor. Your Honor, Steve Medina with Claude E. Al-Qaeda, A-L-C-I-D-E, docket number 9823CF219. There's a motion to dismiss in his case that's scheduled for October 19, so what I would ask to continue the pretrial to October 19 unless the court wishes to schedule it for December 13th, but either way it's coming on the 19th.
Let's go ahead. We've already got it scheduled on the 19th. Let's go ahead and just keep it on the cycle, so we'll come back on the 13th, depending on what occurs on the dismissal.
Thank you.
We'll continue now.
Thank you, Your Honor. Carly Alderman Ford. I'm sorry, that's female, disregard. Tommy Abritt. Yes, sir. Your Honor, Mr. Tommy L. Abritt, A-V-R-I-T-T, is docket number 123CF1452. I'm asking to have him return on docket day for a plea or continue. It is the first time up, and I'm hopeful we can work out his case at that time. I've communicated some thoughts to the state. The state has said no on something, but we'll continue to try to work it out on Monday if that's okay.
We'll continue to docket day, October 16th, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. Stephen Bayshore.
Mr. Medina, did you skip over Alderman Ford?
She's a female, Your Honor, so she's court security. She's coming out. We just had to make it.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm just trying to keep up here.
Who's this, sir? This is Stephen Bayshore? Okay.
Your Honor, this is Stephen Michael Bayshore before the court in docket 102 23 CF 1582, and he is signing the agreement that we've been over. And I'm going to provide probation a copy, Your Honor. Just need to make sure he's seeing the score sheet, Your Honor. That's your copy. Yes. Court reserves jurisdiction for 90 days over restitution. Your Honor, may I approach?
May.
Okay, so here's Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Defense in agreement on this portion?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you announce the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Under the agreement, Stephen Michael Bayshore will be changing his plea to no low contendere. The state is okay with us resolving 23 CT 1097, which is a misdemeanor VOP that he's been served with recently at the jail that ties into this. 23 CT 1097 is also part of this agreement. I'm first going to announce on the terms of 23 CF 1582, but both are part of the written agreement. 23 CF 1582, there'll be adjudication of guilt as charged. On counts 1 and 2, there will be concurrent drug offender probation with 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew, subject to approved work exceptions, and also with the special condition of bars to bed Keaton with aftercare, followed by a concurrent 24 months of standard probation. So it'll be 24 months drug offender probation with Keaton, followed by 24 months of standard probation. The court reserves jurisdiction for 90 days over restitution, $515 in court costs, $150 public defender fees, 100 hours community service hours, which may not be bought out, a $5,000 fine, no contact with Richie Thompson, 10-year driver's license suspension, maintain gainful employment, or complete it says obligations, but it meant, I typed it wrong. It's applications per week, Your Honor. Can that be understood?
Sure.
Okay. Multi-offender DUI school, 90-day vehicle impound, no drugs except as prescribed, no alcohol, scram during the first year of probation after release from treatment, random UAs at least twice monthly during supervision, time served on the misdemeanor, which is count 3. In the misdemeanor case 23 CT 1097, he would be admitting the misdemeanor VOP. He was previously adjudicated guilty. Time served, $50 VOP fee, $50 PD fee, transfer monetary obligations to 23 CF 1582. The non-monetary obligations are superseded by heightened non-monetary obligations in 23 CF 1582. That is the agreement, Your Honor.
That's the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Mr. Bayshore, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Medina, I have a point of clarification question.
Yes.
When you were reciting this, I understand you've got the 24-month drug offender probation.
Yes.
With the special conditions of bars to bed, Keaton. And it says followed by concurrent 24-month standard probation. So
yes.
My question is, if he gets out of Keaton in 18 months, does he have the remaining 24 of the remainder of the 2 years of drug offender plus the additional 2 years, or is it when he gets out of Keaton, he's finished with his drug offender probation, and now he starts with his 2 years? I'm just trying to clarify that.
He has to do the first 24 months on drug offender probation, and if he gets out with time remaining after Keaton on the original 24 months drug offender probation, he will remain on drug offender probation for that.
So it's basically 2-2-year probation back to back. One's drug offender, then standard, right? Is that your understanding, sir?
Do you understand that?
That the probation concurred?
You'll do
2 years total.
no.
Okay, here's what I got.
Wait,
I want to make sure you understand what you're doing. Okay. Two things I'm doing here. This is important. I don't want you sitting around and if something happens and it doesn't go well, and then I didn't realize that. That's not what I want. I want you to at least go in with your eyes open. And you're entering this freedom on, and nobody's twisting your arm to get in to enter this plea agreement, right? So, the core of this, under the terms of this, is 2 years of drug offender probation, followed by 2 years of regular probation. Do you understand that?
I do understand that, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay. And part of the drug offender probation is the bars to bed Keaton. In other words, you're going to stay in jail until you get a bed over Keaton. Going in and successful completion of Keaton is a part of this.
Understood.
Now, I mean, you complete it, you just have to, you can't walk out on it. Okay, that's a part of this. You understand that?
I do understand.
Plus there's a number of other things in here that are, obviously the court costs, the community service hours, the fine, 10-year suspension, all those things. So all those things are written out in detail in this written agreement. Did you read this closely?
I have read over that.
Okay, and have you gone over this agreement with your attorney in detail?
I did, in detail. I was misunderstanding the 2 years plus 2 years, but I understand that part now, and everything else is.
That was what I was going to ask you. Do you have any other questions? No problem. You got a question? I want you to. Now's the time to ask your attorney if you got any issues. Well, I'm not clear about that. And we got 2 plus 2, 2 years plus 2 years. You got that?
Total 4 years.
4 years. I'm sorry, Mr.
Just wanted to advise Mr. Bayshore on the record that I'm sure the court and the state would allow you to come back on Monday if we need to go over this some more.
Yeah.
Okay?
Any questions you have on this isn't going to be pulled off here today if you don't enter it. I'm sincere when I say to you, I want you to understand and feel like you're freely entering into this. Nobody's twisting your arm to enter into this.
I do understand everything here now, and I believe on that time in my life I can make it happen.
Okay. And I'm assuming by you saying that, nobody's twisting your arm to get you to enter into this?
No one has pushed me, twisted me, coerced me in any way, shape, or form, Your Honor.
Okay. Very good. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea agreement here today. There'll be an adjudication of guilt on all the counts. Counts 1 and 2 of 1582. There'll be concurrent 24-month drug offender probation. When you say concurrent, they'll run side by side at the same time. So you got 24 months drug offender probation, and that has a curfew on it. It's contained right in here, subject to work exceptions, and the bars to bed Keaton. Followed by, after the 2 years, you get the regular probation for 2 years. Okay? So, a lot of moving parts in this.
There are a lot of parts.
There are a lot of moving parts. And what I'm going to only give you one bit of advice. I don't care if you take it, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. Your new best friend needs to be your probation officer.
Understood.
And I mean that not in the sense that they need to be your friend, but that you need to establish the lines of communication going both ways. So if you got an issue, they got an issue, they know where to get you in that follow-up, and you follow up with them. Okay, because this is 4 years. This is, This is not insignificant. Okay. So he also, one other thing I'm going to point out to you is this no contact with Richie Thompson. That's one-way, no contact. So if Richie, don't know who Richie is, but if Richie walks up to you in public, you're in violation.
Yeah, I wouldn't
He
know.
or she. You don't know who Richie is?
No.
Well. Okay.
It was a leaving the scene
Okay, that's fine.
injury allegation, Your Honor.
Okay. So if there is, just stay away from Richie Thompson. Okay. Any other questions as it relates to this?
No, Your Honor. I'm clear.
Okay. Very good.
On all points.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you, Judge Ketchum. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Redeemer. Thank you.
Carly, Alderman Ford.
The statutory costs are going to be the 548 since it's a leaving the scene, not the 515.
Your Honor, should I make that change on the agreement?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm going to make it on his copy as well.
Okay.
548, Madam Clerk.
Yes, sir.
Okay. May I approach?
Sure, and then the $5,000 fine.
Okay, I'm going to make sure I show that to him, Your Honor, if that's okay.
It's going to have a surcharge of $250.
Okay, that's another number, I'm sorry. So I'm for court cost 548. And what's this other thing?
You've got a $5,000 fine.
Yes.
For the
Or that's already in here.
There's only $638.
So it's 638, not 548?
Hold on a second, Peter.
Yes.
Hold on a second.
Wait a minute, please. 548 plus 648 court costs? Okay, Madam Probation Officer, do you have that?
I'll look into it because they're both felonies.
Okay.
But normally when with the DUI, the other costs.
Okay, so your court costs are not 515, it's 548 plus 648. You understand that?
Understood.
Okay. Very good. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
And I'll verify it when.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Reading, would you announce?
Yes, Your Honor. Carly Ray, Alderman Ford, is before the court, docket number 99, 22 CF 2665, 22 CF 2927. She has a third case that I believe caused her bond to get revoked in these two cases. That's set for November 14, 2023. And I would ask to continue these two cases to that day so that it's...
What is November 14th? Is that arraignment day?
I think it's arraignment. I'm not sure, Your Honor. Madam Clerk, can you advise?
I know it's not a.
Is it a conflict?
So,
Yes, that's arraignment.
Arraignment, I think.
You want to track all these together. So
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
And I'm sorry, Judge.
That's all right.
Just for the record, I think the last time we were in court, Miss Alderman Ford fired the public defender or indicated that was her intention. But I think at this point, for now, she's keeping the public defender, so I'll just see her before November 14th to talk about a global resolution. Thank you.
Is that correct, ma'am?
Thank you. Jenny Baker. Your Honor, I'm handing probation a copy of the agreement that Ms. Baker is signing. And under the new rules, I'm supposed to provide the copy of the score sheet, so I'm pulling that out, Judge. I'm sorry. We're not fully up to speed on that, but I've got my copy here. She did have one question, Your Honor. May I have a second with the state? Your Honor, Ms. Baker just had a question, but the state is not willing to make a change. She wanted, Ms. Baker does understand what she's signing.
Okay.
How do you make that?
I'm just showing her the revised score sheet, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm going to put the guy in the feet, and then we'll leave him in here.
May I approach you? Thank you.
You announced the...
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Jenny Lynn Baker is entering a plea and sentence agreement to resolve 22 CF 2998, 23 CF 712, 23 CF 713, and those three cases are VOP cases. And then the new law will be also resolved 23 CF 1636. And one of the most important features of this, Ms. Baker is aware, is that she's being allowed to get a withhold of adjudication, which is definitely to her advantage, and she needs to be very careful about compliance for many reasons, including that one. Under the agreement, she would be admitting the felony VOP. That's as to, under the violation of probation, there were 8 grounds given, violations 1 through 7, where she's admitting as to those violations, but she's not admitting as to violation 8, which had been a subject of discussion, had to do with a pocket knife not being a weapon type thing. So the probation agreed to not pursue that. And that helps her get into Keaton, because Keaton has restrictions on weapons types issues. Again, as I stated, Your Honor, withhold adjudication on felonies, reinstate and modify on felonies to a new term of 3 years concurrent drug offender probation with special condition of bars to bed Keaton and aftercare, 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew subject to approved work exceptions, complete original terms and conditions, $150 cost of prosecution. And there's a typo. It should be ×3, not ×2, Your Honor. I probably need to make that on the... Can the court make that change? Or? Sure. Okay, thank you. So, because there are 3 VOP cases, not 2. 615 court costs in the new law, total of $450 public defender fees, adjudication of guilt and time served on misdemeanors, Your Honor.
Okay, State? Yes?
That's the 6th agreement.
Okay. Ms. Baker, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, and the defense is okay with the score sheet, Mr. Medina, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you heard the terms of your plea agreement, Ms. Baker, and I see those same terms are contained in the written plea agreement that you've signed.
Yes, sir.
Have you read this plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Did you go over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Ensure you understand all the details. You're waiving some valuable legal rights that are contained in here, the right to go to a trial and to contest these. Do you believe that's in your best interest to do that?
No, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you have had all your legal questions answered of your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Nobody threatened or coerced you to get you to enter into this, did they?
No, sir.
Free and voluntary.
Sir.
They said you're entering into this freely and voluntarily.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea agreement, your admission of the felony of VOPs. There'll be a withhold of adjudication on all the felonies. Reinstate and modify on felonies to a new term of 2 years. Concurrent.
Your Honor, it should be 3 years.
3 years. I looked at 3. And
we had discussion
2.
about wanting 2, but it says 3.
It says 3. And I misread it, my bad. So, new term of 3 years concurrent. So, it's 3 years of drug offender probation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, they're all, you get 3 of them, they're all running together.
Okay.
Okay, so it's basically 1 3-year term. You got the special condition, obviously, to keep. So you're gonna stay in,
Yes.
till you get an open bed, go over there, successfully complete that program, and then come out, whatever's left on, over a year, whatever's left,
Yes, sir.
you'll stay on probation, you'll get some support along the way. You got the fees and costs and everything else that's contained in there. And as to the misdemeanors, you get credit for time served, done with that.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Thank you.
Any questions concerning that?
No, sir.
Okay. This is important.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, you've got several felonies that are withholding, they're giving you a real chance to do this. This needs to be your focus for the next few years.
Yes,
It's
sir.
not easy to overcome this. But you've got a chance here, and if you don't, the next time you come before the court, I know the state's gonna be asking to put you in jail, in DOC.
Yes, sir.
So we don't want that, I don't want that, take it serious, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I just want to be
Question?
clear, I'm showing that these were community control, not probation cases.
These
Was
are,
it a violation?
the violation is being resolved, and there's going to be a new term.
But it's
Or was it a VOCC?
Was it a violation of community control or a violation of
Yes,
probation?
yeah, that's correct. I'm sorry, it said BOP, and I should have written,
But then I see right here, I saw.
I apologize.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're good?
Yeah, good. That's straight.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good luck, man.
Your Honor, are we
Yes, ma'am.
reinstating and modifying to the drug offender probation, so we're not revoking, correct?
Right, that is correct. She's maintaining her withholding. Amy Douglas? I'm sorry, Your Honor, the alphabet changes when the females come out in a different order. Steve Medina with Amy E. Douglas. Miss Douglas is before the court in 23 CF 1543. I think that there might be some confusion about whether she has been on this docket. I think on Monday she was on the docket and Judge Schlechter changed her today's docket, so she's probably not on the printed docket.
No, she's on.
Okay.
Amy Douglas,
Yes.
1543?
Yes.
Yes.
And the other confusing note is that Madam Clerk, based on my talking to Ms. Douglas, she informed me she thought there was a bond hearing pending, and Madam Clerk has informed me there was a pro se bond motion filed. I'm going to investigate that, and I may be adopting it or filing a similar motion in the very near future. And
What happens when you file something pro se? In other words, if you file something on your own, when you have an attorney, what happens to that is it's not even looked at.
Okay, I got it.
Because it's not allowed, you've got to go through your attorney. So it's as if it wasn't even filed.
And
so you got to go
As of
through
September
MPA.
22nd, I got a letter stated back that it was filed delivered to me.
Well, it's filed, but it ain't not going to be considered.
I understand.
I'm just letting you know, I'm trying to get the word out there so
Yes.
people are filing these things, they don't realize that they're not.
Yes, I was misled.
They're written.
Okay.
And the other thing, Your Honor, is that Ms. Douglas, and I don't want her to talk about the case, but I'm just letting the court know, based on talking with her, the state's offer, which was to dismiss the felony count 1 and to have her plead out to counts 2 and 3, which were second-degree misdemeanors with 6 months consecutive probation totaling 12 months, is not acceptable to Ms. Douglas. I've communicated that to the state, but the state's position is, I don't think, going to change. Ms. Douglas is not happy about the state's position. Basically, she's had, I think, 108 days or
107 days.
a long time in jail for 2 second-degree misdemeanors. However, the state's position is the felony is a valid charge, and as a settlement negotiation, they would let her go on the misdemeanors and drop the felony, but We're not going to work it out today. I'm asking, however, to have her return on docket day for plea or continue, and the possibility that we'll resolve it then, Your Honor.
And you always have a right to go to a trial.
Yes, sir.
Come back on docket day, 10/16, see where we're at, and maybe we'll tee it up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Cedric Beecham. Your Honor, Cedric T. Beecham is before the court, docket 103, 20 CF 856, 20 CF 1938, and 22 CF 2923, which is the new law case. On behalf of Mr. Beecham, even though he had indicated in his, I think in his last court appearance, that he was going to be getting a private lawyer or asking for a Nelson hearing, I went ahead and kept working the case, filed a detailed motion in limine that does need to be set. My office is working with the state and with Your Honor's judicial assistant to set that. I do think that by the time that's set, we're going to need a continuance to December 13th, Your Honor.
Okay.
And then meanwhile, we'll hopefully get a motion in limine before then. Heard.
Okay. Well, I think we can certainly get it heard before the 13th. So we'll come back on a regular pretrial, but we'll work on the other hearings before then. 12/13. For today, it's continued till 12/13, but you can schedule the other hearings with my judicial assistant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
David Bishop. Your Honor, Steve Medina with David M. Bishop Sr. before the court in 23 CF 1487. Mr. Bishop is number 104 on the docket. And Your Honor, at this time he wishes to, do you have that copy? That was the version signed by the state. Oh, you're going to sign it, okay. Your Honor, may I please give probation a copy? It'll make it much easier. And I'm just showing him the score sheet, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I approach with the agreement?
May. And the defense okay with the score sheet?
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, I apologize, it was folded, but still very legible. That's your copy for you. Your Honor, before I proceed with the terms of the agreement, I did want the court to be aware, and the state had, I think, raised this issue as well, is that he does appear to be on federal probation. He advises, he thinks it's possible and probably likely that he'll be receiving a VOP proceeding in the near future. He doesn't know what's going to be the outcome of that. I've advised him that it might be better for him to hold off and try to make his own contacts to the federal public defender's office, try to get some guidance on what's going to happen, what's in his best interest. I'm not putting pressure on him, but he has decided, and I want to make sure that's what he wants to do, but go ahead and do this agreement worked out on this case, but it's without any advice or direction for me as to what's in his overall interest, taking into account the federal case.
Okay.
Under the terms of this agreement, Your Honor, at 23 CF 1487, he'd be changing his plea to no low contendere. There would be adjudication of guilt as charged, 12 months community control, $615 court costs, $150 public defender fees, substance abuse evaluation within 30 days, with any recommended treatment to commence within 60 days, 24 hours community service. He may not buy out the community service, 6 months driver's license suspension, maintain gainful employment, or complete 2 job applications per week.
Steve?
That's the sentence agreement, Your Honor.
Mr. Bishop, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Before we go over the plea agreement, I want to address what Mr. Medina was saying. So you understand, to be clear, the feds, there's something going on with the feds. There may be a case, you don't know what the interaction, that may adversely affect this case. This case may adversely affect that, but you're not getting any legal advice regarding that. Because quite frankly, we don't know. It's a different world, different jurisdictions, feds, okay? So you're comfortable with that kind of level of uncertainty to go forward on this plea agreement. Okay. So you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement, which are also contained obviously in this written plea agreement. You were reading from it, and you signed that. So have you read this closely?
Yes.
Gone over with your attorney, had all your legal questions, except the ones dealing with the feds.
Yes.
Had all your legal questions about this
Yes.
answered by your attorney and what this means, etc. You believe this is in your best interest to enter into this plea agreement? You do understand you're waiving the right to go to a trial and contest this. Okay. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea. There will be an adjudication of guilt. As charged, you'll receive 12 months community control. It's a higher level than regular probation. So you got to make sure and stay in good contact with your probation officer, right? You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You got the fees and costs, substance abuse evaluation, and treatment. In 30 days, evaluate, 60 to start. Community service hour, driver's license suspension, and then the work application, etc. Okay, any questions? Good luck.
I just wanted to put on the record that if he doesn't get picked up pursuant to federal hold and it gets released to the street, when you do get released, you've got to report to 13 Kelly Avenue in Fort Walton Beach to get your community control paperwork.
I just want to
Thank you.
Trayvon Blunt.
Questions?
Do you have an address, Mr. Bishop?
Yes. 1708 Pine Avenue, Niceville, 22578.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with Trayvon Q. Blunt, docket numbers 105 and 106, 22 CF 1879, and 22 CF 2355. I'm asking to return Mr. Blunt on docket day. I do believe it is ready to be plea or trial, Your Honor. I do note that there was a pro se filing that the clerk's office construed as a pro se motion for bond. I've advised him that I'm not intending to adopt that because of the VFO statute. I don't think I can file that in good faith or adopt that in good faith. I'm not trying to disappoint him, but that has to be my position. I don't think he wants to pursue a Nelson hearing, but that would be a remedy that he might want to consider. Otherwise, we've done a lot of work on the case. There was a reference in page 2 of the letter that he wanted a real attorney. He knows I'm a real attorney. I think he meant, and he put in parentheses, he meant a private lawyer. I don't take it as an insult, and I'm going to do my very best for him.
Okay. So, state, clear trial?
Yes,
You
sir.
ready to go?
And if it's trial, ready to go?
Ready to go. Okay. Any questions, Mr. Blunt? Mr. Dean is a real attorney.
I don't question that, sir.
I understand.
Like I say, my grandma's 104. There's no telling when I'll see her again. That's what's right.
Very good. Thank you. We'll come back next Monday and see where we're at.
Thank you. Alexander Boss. Your Honor, Mr. Boss, Alexander Boss, before the court docket 107 and 22 CF 800, 23 CF 676, and 23 CF 677. I think this is one of these where we were getting a date set for his sentencing. That is set for December 19 for sentencing, and this was just a holding pattern for us to get with Your Honor's judicial assistant, which we've now done.
Okay, so December 19th is scheduled for sentencing.
For sentencing, Your Honor, yes.
I just want to look at 23-677. I don't show December 13th or 19th for that case. I do for the other two, and I do not see anything that put this case with their two.
Are all three cases being resolved on that day, on that sentencing?
Take care of it for the minute.
He was just inquiring as to why December 19th, and I said that's really a matter of the court's calendar.
Just scheduling. We're trying to get as many as we can in.
And it's a
Understood.
And it's evidentiary.
So we're good on all three?
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Any questions? No, sir. Okay.
Deontay Bradby. Okay. Your Honor, Steve Medina with Deontay N. Bradby, docket 108, 18 CF 1025, 18 CF 1646, 21 CF 2615. As the court may recall, there was an order appointing a medical doctor, a psychiatrist, Dr. Benson, at request of the state, and to do an evaluation. My understanding from talking to Ms. Sharpless is that he has everything in order to do his evaluation. Do you think we need a full continuance?
I would say, unless you want to put it on, unless the court wants to put it on miscellaneous day in November, and just make sure the evaluation's been done. But the doctor requested some parts of the discovery and things like that, so I provided that to him. Hopefully the evaluation will be done soon.
Is there can we put him for status sometime in November? Because if we do get the report, that everything's going to flow from that.
Okay, so why don't we say, what do we look like either the 14th or the 21st of November, as far as numbers?
On November 14th, you have 55 cases.
55? How about the 21st?
On the 21st, you don't have any yet.
Oh, Lord. How about November 21st?
Thank you, Your Honor. For a status conference, would that be 9 a.m., Your Honor?
That's correct.
Thank you. Okay.
Your Honor?
How did we end up with 51 and now what is it that resolved?
Israel case.
That's what that's it. Somebody's fault. Go ahead.
Okay. Your Honor, Israel James' case is before the court. He's signing an agreement that's been worked out with the state. Israel case is right there. It's docket number 109, 23 CF 1951, and I'm going to provide a copy of this to probation, Your Honor, if I may just have a moment. Thank you. These inmates are doing their best, Your Honor, but things do get kind of folded up.
It's all right, as long as I can read it.
Yes. I just wanted to give probation a copy. And I've got the score sheet. Thank you, ma'am. And I'm giving you an extra copy. Okay, extra copy. You're right, I'm sorry, I'm approaching with the agreement and the score sheet.
Score sheet okay, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you announce the plea?
Thank you, Your Honor. Israel James' case is going to be changing his not guilty plea to nolo contendere in 23 CF 1951. I do need to state a couple things on the record. Is number one is that we rushed through an evaluation at Phoenix House. He has been accepted at Phoenix House, but he believes it's in his best interest to go ahead and take this plea deal, Your Honor. The second thing is he's only 18 years old. I don't think he has any priors, and I've advised him that if he didn't take this deal, that I might be able to advocate for him through the processes of the court and get a better deal for him, or maybe win some of it at trial or whatever, but he wants to go ahead and do this deal. He believes it's in his best interest to do it today. It would be with a withhold of adjudication, which would not normally be allowed on a fleeing and eluding, but because he would be classified as a youthful offender, a withhold would be allowed. So I'll just go ahead and state the terms that defendant shall be classified as a youthful offender, withhold adjudication to counts 1 and 3, which are the felony. I think I might have it.
Count 1 is a felony.
Yeah, no, it should be. There's a typo there. I need to change that. So it's withhold adjudication to. Oh no, that was correct. So it's withhold adjudication to everything, but to counts 1 and 3 as charged, and a lesser included offense, fleeing and eluding at a level 1 instead of the level 3 that was in the information on count 2.
You have the citation in the agreement.
And I do have the citation, Madam Clerk. Yeah, and Your Honor, I apologize. It's worded correctly, but
that's good. I'm following it. Go ahead.
24 months concurrent probation on counts 1 and 2. 11 months, 29 days concurrent probation on count 3, which was the misdemeanor. 515 court costs, 150 public defender fees, 24 hours community service, driver's license suspension of 1 year. Maintain gainful employment or complete 2 job applications a week.
State.
That's the state's agreement.
Mr. Case, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I swear.
Okay. So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, and those terms are contained in the written plea agreement that you have you've signed, I think. So,
yes, Your Honor.
first of all, have you read the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
We've gone over it in detail with the attorney, make sure you understand all the details. And he said some things, he gave you advice, and you took that advice, and he said he thinks he might could have gotten you a little better deal, but you believe this is in your best interest to take this today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Nobody's twisting your arm, threatening your course to get you to enter into this?
No, Your Honor.
You believe it's in your best interest to enter into this? And you understand that by entering this, you're waiving the right to go to a trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
Legal rights. But this will be a final resolution in this case. Any questions regarding this case, the plea agreement itself?
Your Honor, would I be able to get a hardship license once I get out?
That's something that is actually done at the DMV itself.
Your Honor, could I provide the court with the
court has no objection.
The order on that? It's one of those contingency business purposes
And
only.
the state doesn't object to that order.
May I just have a moment? Thank you, Your Honor. Good question.
I almost raised it myself. Okay, so while you're doing that, Mr. Medina, Mr. Case, let me go ahead and give you formal sentencing. Of course, withholding adjudication as to counts 1 and 3 as charged, and to the lesser included offense as stated in the plea agreement as to count 2. You'll have 24 months probation for each count 1 and 2, 24 months for each of them. They'll be run together concurrently.
Okay.
And also concurrent with the misdemeanor. The misdemeanor is only 1 year, so it's 1129. They'll all run at the same time. You got the fees and costs, you got community service hours, driver's license suspension, which is a royal pain, and maintain gainful employment. You can't drive there. I'm sorry.
You may I approach with the business purposes order, Your Honor?
So we'll sign this order here that basically says that the court's not objecting, and it might make it a little easier. What's today's the 11th, right?
Yes, Your Honor. October 11th.
October.
So that doesn't give you a business purposes only. It merely states the court's not standing your way of getting one if you're allowed to get one from DMV.
They say it makes it a little easier, so.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And once you need to get out there and get working. I mean, we've got a good economy around here. It may not be a perfect job, but there's jobs out there. So,
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Craig Chenault. Good luck.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with Craig Chenault. 110 is the docket, 22 CF 1687. May I just have a second with Mr. Chenault, Your Honor? Your Honor, Mr. Chenault is going to ask to continue this to December 13th. The state has provided a DOC offer, and I need to work the case. We're working on an evaluation and so forth.
There's no objection.
Very good. The court will continue this matter until December 13th, 9 a.m.
Thank you. Okay. Malik Cooper. Your Honor, Malik Cooper is before the court in docket 111, 22 CF 212, and 23 CF 553. We have a couple of issues that I needed to bring up. Number one is that the second evaluation was done, basically was an evaluation done as to his competency by the appointee, I believe it was a medical doctor with the Agency for Persons with Disabilities under court order. That report, which has been filed with the clerk, indicates that he is competent to proceed. The prior report that we had filed from Dr. Zeman was that he was not competent but could be restored without going to Florida State Hospital. I have talked to him this morning, or this afternoon. I think that he believes he's capable of understanding what is being put forward. He does have problems reading. I have a proposed agreement that I'm going to have to read word for him, and I'm asking to have, number one is the court. I do not see a competency need for a third competency evaluation. I'm going to make sure that he understands the agreement. If the court will find that he's competent, then we can return to docket day, and he can do the agreement at that time if he wants to, or we'll...
How can I find him competent when there's disagreement among the experts? You want me just to override? I mean, on what basis? I'll do it based on your recommendation, Mr.
Well,
Green.
let me put it...
That he's competent.
Yeah, I think that the first, if I'm not mistaken, was Zeman done as a court-appointed or a contracted? But we could get a third eval. I just hate for the person to be disadvantaged through further time in jail.
Well, what's the plea agreement?
Your Honor, the agreement would be, he had previously had a PTI without a plea. It was on a referral in 22 CF 212 on an uttering felony. And then this case, the newest case, 23 CF 553, was count 1, possession of controlled substance, count 2, resisting without violence, misdemeanor, count 3, trespass misdemeanor, count 4, possession of drug paraphernalia. Under the agreement, there would be a withhold of adjudication as charged, except that count 1 of the second case, which is the newer case, 23 CF 553, would be reduced to a lesser included offense misdemeanor paraphernalia. There would be 24 months probation. There would be many other requirements, but I do want the court to be aware that I asked the state if in 22 CF 212, where he originally got a PTI referral that he did not successfully complete, if the state would be willing to reduce that to a misdemeanor. My understanding is that he only was involved with a check for something like $200. There were a bunch of, or maybe approximately two co-defendants with many other checks that had nothing to do with him. So this is the kind of thing some clients in their best interest want to go ahead and take a deal to get out on 24 months probation, Your Honor. I have not read it all to him, but
what's his bond?
I think that he was given a $500 cash for professional on the resisting without violence, an ROR on the trespassing, $1,000 cash for professional on the possession of controlled substance, an ROR on the possession of paraphernalia, and I think bond was revoked, or well, there was a PTI referral, and I guess basically what happened was he picked up the second case, and I don't know if there was
bond. PTI. What's the state's input on this? You guys have been mighty quiet over there.
Well, Your Honor, I think the court has the same kind of concerns about the third referral that I do.
Well, one thing that the court could do is to modify his bond. Get him out, to give him time to get the evaluation and to do it properly. If he needs to be, rehabilitated, get that in place. We can get pretrial services where he checks in. And it's the state. I mean, these are not, there's no violence or anything like that that I can see. I mean,
And you're
not that these charges aren't serious, they are. There's some felony charges in here, but
I think that's a good idea, Judge. We need to make a bond condition that he attends and participates in the evaluation.
Okay.
Your Honor, just for the court's awareness, I was stumbling around with this, and I think that's a great resolution for the immediate situation. We could provide the court a proposed order. On behalf of the Public Defender's Office, had requested the evaluation by Dr. Zeman. It was not a court appointed, so I kind of feel like I had some special insights into that and a level of comfort with the second. So that's why I was leaning toward going ahead and allow him.
I understand what you're doing, and I understand, sometimes we're trying to, I mean, being in jail in these kind of situations, the way these things drag on, is not good, particularly with people in certain conditions.
And the other thing was, and I didn't go into detail, I didn't go into mention this, but basically the second, the agency for persons with disability examiner said that there was malingering was an issue. So
what is malingering?
Lying.
What?
Lying.
Basically faking some things or making someone seem less competent than they really were. That was the type of suggestion. So, but if we could,
I have no problem. Why don't we get him out? You guys continue to work on this. I mean, if maybe you get the experts that have already evaluated them to kind of come to some, agreement or, in some way to try and do this. So if we get him out, will give us more time to try and find an appropriate, balanced resolution.
Your Honor, could I discuss that with the providers and with the state? And basically, basically, if the court could, to the extent a bond requirement was cash or professional, convert it to signature.
That is correct.
Impose additional conditions of pretrial release of mental health pretrial services. Cooperate with a mental health evaluation if ordered by the court. So if we do need a third evaluation, you will cooperate with the psychologist or psychiatrist if we need a third evaluation. You understand? Okay.
So, Mr. Cooper, I'm going to let you out of jail. Okay. For right now. Now you still got to deal with your attorney. And we got to look at this. This case is not over with, but we're going to let you out. But I need you to look at me and tell me you ain't going to get in any more trouble. I let you out and get you in, and we're back in jail. Can you do that?
Yeah. Do you have a place to live if you get out?
I don't know how to make stuff.
Can we get him up to one hopeful place?
I wonder if the mental health 90-day program, I think I already had them look into that, and I think there might have been concerns there, but I'm at a loss because I want to advocate for his release, which is what he wants, and we don't have an answer to that, but if you are homeless, please call me in my office and we'll try to make some suggestions to places to get you evaluated.
Well, I'm already here.
Yeah, you're already here.
I'm here.
Yeah.
When we go to jail, I'm supposed to go to work, right?
I'm sorry, Judge, I'm kind of at a standstill on what to do. Can we get a new court date of December 13th?
Would it be helpful to come back on docket day and try and dig around and just continue this totally and let him stay where he's at? Maybe you can advocate for get some more information. You can find out maybe a place that he could get some services. But you know what I'm talking about as far as one hopeful place, don't you, Mr. Medina? You familiar with that?
Right now,
that's the outfit out in Northfield Parkway.
Yeah, I'm vaguely familiar. I may have a friend or two on the board, but right now I'm drawing a blank, Your Honor, about those kind of things. Oh, right, of course, one hopeful place, right. I've been there.
Is the state aware of one hopeful place? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know, it's just been a while. I've gone out there at Christmas time with goodies and stuff.
Okay.
So, Your Honor,
let's come back on docket day and revisit this. We're just continuing this until docket day 10/16.
Status 10/16. Okay.
Stephen Copeland?
You just come back on Monday. Okay, thank you.
Just for the record, he might be malingering, but he's convincing me, if he's malingering, that he has some competency issues. He's a good malingerer if he is.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, Steve Medina with Stephen Nicholas. Is it Copeland or Copeland? Copeland. 112 is the docket number, 23 CF 1395. I am getting a copy for probation, Your Honor. Your Honor, Mr. Copeland has worked to reach an agreement. The state has already signed. He is signing it. May I approach, Your Honor?
Thank you. Is the score sheet okay, Mr. Medina?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you announce the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, under the terms of the agreement, there would be a change to no contest with an adjudication of guilt as charged, 24 months, drug offender probation with a 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew, subject to approved work exceptions. That's as to count 1, which was the possession of controlled substance felony charge. There would be time served on count 2, which is the paraphernalia misdemeanor. He would have to get a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days and commence any recommended treatment within 60 days. $615 court costs, $150 public defender fee.
Copeland?
Yes,
Copeland.
Yes, sir.
You said you didn't long. Oh, you confused me. Mr. Copeland, would you? Is the state in agreement? Yes.
Yes, sure.
Mr. Copeland, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement. I see those same terms are in the written plea agreement that you've signed. So, have you read this?
Yes, sir.
And you've gone over it in detail with your attorney to make sure you understand all the legal issues.
Yes, sir.
Big thing is you're waiving some legal rights, the right to a trial, the right to contest these things, but you're getting a final resolution of this case. Do you believe waiving those rights for a final resolution is in your best interest based on these terms?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you've had all your legal questions answered?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea, be an adjudication of guilt. The court will sentence you to 24 months drug offender probation. Can have a curfew, can have work exceptions. As to count 1, credit for time served. On count 2, the possession of paraphernalia. But a part of this, maybe the most important thing, is substance abuse evaluation and follow any treatment that's involved. Take this as an opportunity. I know this is not what you're looking for. Nobody wants to go through this, but take this as an opportunity to get on top of this. You got more to offer than this kind of thing. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Good luck with it.
Thank you, sir.
Stay in good contact with your probation officer once you get in there. That's the most important thing in this thing, is to stay in contact with your probation officer. Okay?
Jason Colhart.
Mr. Medina.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. J.C. Christopher Colhart is before the court. It's Coulthart, docket 113. I'm only going to state the new law case, 22 CF 3184. There are also 5 DOP cases. Your Honor, there were depositions recently taken of Niceville Police Department officers. I had my investigator meet with Mr. Colhart to go over that, but we do need video from those officers. I know I've reached out to the state to remind the state to reach out and remind Niceville PD. Should we bring it back for a status on docket day? Do you think
We can bring him back for status on docket day. I did reach out to make sure that Niceville was notified that we do need that video. There's a new procedure, the way we have to request video. I can't just have the officer share it with me anymore for many reasons. So I have asked for that procedure to be done. So hopefully we'll have the evidence not come on Monday. I can't promise it though, but if you want to come back on Monday and check on it.
Well, if we can make some movement on it, we'll see where we're at. We'll come back on Monday and we'll continue if it needs it. If you still haven't gotten it, but at least we may move the case forward if you can get some of that information.
Yeah, you're going to come back on Monday. Your Honor, and just for the court is aware, there's no doubt in my mind that Niceville PD has critical video from probably 2, maybe 3 officers. So I'm sure going to get video that's going to be very helpful in resolution of the case. So,
hopefully it'll get done sooner than later.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Yes, sir.
Garrett Krim. Your Honor, Steve Medina with Garrett Krim, docket 114, 23 CF 1422. There's a co-defendant, and she's represented by Brandy. It's Merrifield, right?
Yes.
Your Honor, we're trying to make sure we coordinate depositions. They'll probably be taken in November. We have a couple of days, but we do need a full cycle continuance. The depositions are going to be very important to resolving the case.
This is a recent case. The court will continue until 12/13 at 9 a.m.
Yes, sir. Joshua Cruz. Here, Steve Medina with Joshua J. Cruz, 23 CF 1541. I'm asking to return docket day for plea or continue. I think it's first time up. I think we're going to be able to get a resolution on Monday.
Very good. We'll come back on docket day 10/16, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Corey Culver.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, Steve Medina with Corey R. Culver. I'm asking to have Mr. Culver return on docket day for a plea or continue. It is first time up. I'm hoping we can reach some sort of a resolution. So far, we have not been able to do that, but maybe on Monday, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll continue this till 10/16, plea or continue. It's a recent case.
Right this way, sir. Kevin DeLorenzio.
What about Josu Diaz?
I don't have a Mr. Diaz on my transportation list.
And Your Honor, it might have been picked up by Homeland Security, I think before by ICE. I believe Mr. Medina may have an update on that.
Okay, we'll see. You can bring out the deal.
All right. Well, I just want to wait on them to be finished with their conference. All right, right this way, sir.
Sorry about that. Mr. Medina? Yes, Judge. Do you have any information on Josu Diaz?
Yes, Your Honor.
Picked up by Homeland?
This is the gentleman who, yes, ICE picked him up many cycles ago. The court's been really patient with that, but that was through no fault of his own. Basically, we worked out a signature bond, or I think it was a signature bond, and then ICE picked him up before we could work on a more positive resolution.
So what do we need to do in this case? I mean,
I just hate that.
What's the status of this? I mean, we're here today, got a hearing scheduled.
I just don't know how to find people in ICE, but I don't know.
I can try to reach out. We have some folks that might be able to help us see if at least there's on his list to see if we can find out where it is. I'll go ahead and plan on doing that.
Wait a minute. What are these serious charges?
They are, and we've done depositions actually in the case, Your Honor, so we were moving forward with it.
Okay. So let's just do a full cycle. Come back on 12/13, and maybe in the interim you can.
And I had talked to the mom. We do know that he went to South Florida for ICE. It's just whether he's in Central America right now or still in Miami-Dade, I don't know.
Okay. Good luck.
Yes, sir.
Dealing with ICE.
Your Honor, this is Kevin DeLorenzio in docket 118, 23 CF1 858. He has a new misdemeanor case pending. He had already the position of the prosecutors, with the state attorney's office, sorry, to use the colloquial, but basically he had a guidelines offer. We're probably going to be scheduling depositions in this case, Your Honor.
So we're going to track it with the misdemeanor?
I don't think we need to do that. That's in county court. So I think we just put him on 12/13.
Okay.
Can I talk?
Yeah.
I was out on bond on this case. I was out on the $10,000 bond, which was not revoked at first appearance. I was wondering if I could get my misdemeanor cases to move to a signature bond.
I have no jurisdiction over your misdemeanor cases at this time. I'm not handling those. That's in the county court, so I can't help it. But just talk with your attorney and he'll kind of communicate with what's going on in the misdemeanor court.
Misdemeanor court.
I don't have any responsibility for representing you in misdemeanor court. You need to make sure you have the public defender in misdemeanor court. Does Madam Clerk know his misdemeanor date? I think it's a recent charge.
If the bond was set in the misdemeanor case, talk to your misdemeanor attorney.
It looks like I got two.
Were there two?
Misdemeanor.
I just knew they were
Schleifer,
misdemeanor.
And his next court date is October 24th.
Who's
He's
it?
represented by Ms. Trevis.
Yes. So the public defender's already representing you, they could work on
My
that.
bond is still good. It's not revoked.
I don't have your misdemeanor
No,
paperwork.
not my misdemeanor, on my felony.
I know what you're talking about. Well, your first appearance on the misdemeanor paperwork, I don't have in front of me.
I'm not talking about my misdemeanor, I'm talking about my
Yeah,
felony.
bond.
I didn't see it on the paperwork for the misdemeanor, but I am looking.
That was what you went to first appearance for, most recently. That would say revoked.
Okay, well then it was not revoked.
All right.
Taleo Donaldson?
I did see it.
Okay.
But I mean, there's a lot of pages to it, so, I mean, I'm going through each one.
They usually revoke, but they may not have in this case. I haven't verified it. I will look at that.
William Dorsey.
Taleo Donaldson.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I just advise?
You may.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with Talel Donaldson, docket 119 and 22 CF 1610. We're asking to continue his case to 12/13, and I do not believe there is any objection, Your Honor.
Very good. The court will continue this matter until December 13th at 9 a.m.
William Dorsey.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with William Brian Dorsey, docket 120, 23 CF 1458. I've been in a lot of communication with the state over the last 24 hours on his case. I'm asking to return him on docket day for a plea or continue. It's possible we can work something out at that time.
Very good. We'll continue this until 16th, which is Monday, on docket day, for a plea or continue.
Nicholas Eller.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with Nicholas R. Eller, 23 CF 1552. Mr. Eller is docket 122. May I have just a moment, Your Honor? Your Honor, Mr. Eller is going to go ahead and sign the agreement that's been previously worked out with the state. May I have your indulgence, Your Honor, to give probation a copy?
Absolutely. You've been abandoned, you know, all your compadres in probation. The last person standing, the city.
Yes, ma'am.
They also.
Didn't get enough. We appreciate your assistance.
You see what this score sheet Oh, there's one, it's an important case, they're all important, but I wanted to tell him one other detail. Thank you, Your Honor. May I approach? Before I do, I apologize. Madam Clerk, this is a possession of child pornography and case with unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Can Madam Clerk advise as to what the court costs would be so I could write them in before I approach? Because I think there's a surcharge and things like that. I just wanted to get the grand total. I apologize.
There's going to be an additional $151 for the crisis fund, and then another additional $151 for the crimes against minors. The use of two-way does not carry any additional.
And on top of that, would it be 615 or 515?
515.
So, okay.
It's up to the state, of course, if
Right.
they're okay with 515.
So 515 plus 151 plus 151.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to write those numbers down individually, Your Honor.
Very good.
You see that? Okay. All right. I'm sorry to judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the score sheet's okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you please announce?
Yes, Your Honor. Under this agreement in 23 CF 1552, Mr. Eller is changing his plea to no contest. There will be adjudication of guilt as charged, 5 years concurrent probation on counts 1 through 3, followed by 3 years of consecutive probation on count 4. There will be a sex offender designation and all statutory requirements in accordance with section 943.0435 Florida statutes. No unsupervised contact with minors. GPS at the lowest permissible prison costs. As Madam Clerk was helping us with, it's 515 court costs plus 151 for the crisis fund plus 151 for crimes against minors, and then 150 public defender fees. And I did want the court to be aware that I did meet with Mr. Eller about the substance of this agreement last week at the jail. We went over it carefully. When I gave him the written copy, he originally had only read the first page, but he has since read the entire document, and he didn't have any additional questions for me, and I believe that he understands it.
Okay. So, state's in agreement?
It's an agreement that is within the guidelines.
Okay. Mr. Eller, would you raise your right hand, sir? Please swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, and those same terms, you can put your hand down. Those same terms are contained in the written plea agreement that you've signed. Let me make sure you signed it. That you've signed, very good. So have you read this plea agreement? Did you read all of it now?
Yes.
Okay. And did you get all your questions answered as it relates to this agreement?
Yes.
Okay. You understand, importantly, there's some valuable legal rights you're giving up to enter into this. Right to go to a trial, force the state to prove their case, all those things you're waiving in order to get a final resolution here today.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe that's in your best interest?
Yes.
Nobody threatened or coerced you to get you to enter into this plea?
No.
Okay. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. There will be an adjudication of guilt as charged. As to counts 1 through 3, the court sentenced you to 5 years probation for each of those. They'll be served concurrently, followed by consecutive, not concurrent consecutive by 5-year probation is to count 4. So it's a total of 10 years probation, right? And there will be a sex offender designation and all the statutory requirements related thereto, and they give you the statutory side. Have you gone through that with your attorney to make sure you understand that?
Yes, sir.
There'll be no unsupervised contact with minors. That's a tricky situation, you know, for over a long period of time. It's up to you to do this. You know, the GPS at the lowest permissible cost and cost and fees. So, what's the total maximum incarceration under these charges, Mr. Medina?
Your Honor, the maximum incarceration on 4 third-degree felonies would be 20 years.
Okay. I asked him that. I'm sure he's gone over with you, but I want you to be clear. You violate this probation, that's what you're subject to. You better take this seriously, because if you violate these probations on these type of charges, they will be seeking DOC. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So you got this chance to try and do this right. Stay away from what you need to stay away from. Okay?
Yes, sir.
If not, they're gonna pull the plug easy on you.
Your Honor, he has a supportive family, and his mother has indicated that she'll help him in every way possible. At some point in time, she may get with him and request a transfer out of state, but that will just have to be brought before the court if that ever comes up. If you and your mother ever want to move somewhere, it's got to be approved by the court.
Would we go through the probation?
Actually go through the probation, okay.
I have,
Question?
is this sex offender probation?
No.
No, it's not required. We would request, I believe, the GPS be attached before he leaves the jail.
Yes.
Commission.
Thank you.
And may I ask what city he lives in?
He lives at Fort Walton Beach. He is previously, up to his incarceration, was living in a mobile home park with his sister. And
the question is, where will you be staying?
Right.
Will it be Fort Walton?
Yes.
When you get out, where is your residence going to be? What city?
Right now, it's Fort Walton, yes.
Okay.
Right.
And will it be GPS hookup prior to release?
Yes.
And if he understands if there are any minors living in his home, either he has to move or the minors.
We've discussed that as a likelihood, and you're saying that's a definite. I told him that seemed to be likely. I also discussed it with Ms. Basso. She said that in some situations exceptions might be considered, but you're making it really clear that's a no-go.
If he reports to our office tomorrow after hookup and tells us he lives in a home with any minors, we are going to tell him he cannot stay in that home because the contact will then become unsupervised at night.
And I had discussed that as likely with both him and his mother, and so hopefully she's helping him make other arrangements.
Yes.
Okay. Questions?
No, sir.
Thank you.
All right, good luck, sir. Take care.
Michael Evans.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
What about Eric Gwynn?
Your Honor, my understanding is that Mr. Eric Gwynn is in, the last time I heard he was in Escambia County custody, jail.
Okay, so what do we need to do on today? So we're just going to continue?
We didn't have discovery, so I would ask to continue to 12:13.
Okay. Continue to 12:13 at 9 a.m. And I want to confirm that he's in Escambia by then, to the state or whoever. This is Erwin, is that your case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is he in Escambia?
That, when we were on the phone together and we looked, yes, last time we looked, he was in.
Steve Medina with Michael Evans, 22 CF 67, and Docket 125. Your Honor, I'm hoping we'll get an evaluation decision made from Keaton and/or Phoenix House. He's indicated a strong preference for Phoenix House to our investigator. Can we have him return on docket day, Monday, October 16th, for a plea or continue? This is Michael Bernard Evans, Jr.
Yes.
Very good. We'll come back for plea or continue on the 16th, which is Monday.
Right this way, sir. John Ewing?
I think he has if I'm not mistaken, he got picked up on a misdemeanor case. Is Madam Clerk have the next date on that misdemeanor?
17.
Okay, you know, okay.
Yeah, but the next one's the last one, two of Travis's, yeah. Both would be now.
Yeah, probably. We don't work it out on Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
He has,
He knows, Madam Clerk. He told me he knows. Okay, I'm sorry. We can ask.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'll try.
Now Monday.
I'll try on Monday.
Okay.
If we get to that option. May I have your indulgence, Judge? I needed to write a couple notes to myself.
Judge, hold on a second. I need to switch all these back, so that's all right.
Sure.
Yeah.
And while she's doing that, and he's doing that, I'm going to approach with an order on Gary Ivy. That was the gentleman that asked about the hardship license earlier. Very good. I gave the state the chance to review it.
The state will be stipulating to that order.
Very good.
And that is, for the record, 23 CF 1415. That's Gary Ivy.
We mentioned the order earlier.
Okay. I'm just letting everyone know.
What did we do with Terrell Knox?
He's right here, Your Honor.
Oh, he's about to play.
We got two police officers.
Okay.
Mr. McKenna was thrown back.
He was?
Yes, he won't see. I don't know. He was on May 6th, and they made a mistake on the garage. He was on their docket.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with John.
Hold on. We got to get the batteries in our report.
Okay.
Take your time. No pressure. Just leave it.
We're on.
We're good.
Sorry.
That's all right. I'm just glad you're here, but sometimes I've had to try and do it myself, even though I push the wrong button and erase the whole.
I'm actually lasted, surprised it lasted that long, so.
Mr. Ewing, I believe it is.
All right. May I proceed, Judge? I'm sorry. Steve Medina with John Jacob Ewing, 126 docket, 22 CF 2460. I had discussed with Ms. Basso bringing him back on docket day for a plea or trial. However, I apologize, but Mr. Ewing has some additional thoughts on witnesses that may need to be added, so I might need to do a disclosure. Will the state allow us to, will the court allow us to do a plea or continue so that if I have any additional witnesses, I can give notice to the state and the state can reach out if it needs to?
The state would not have a problem with that. We could prepare for trial if we needed to, but if the plea continued, that's fine with the state.
But it would be a last continuance, Judge.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we come back on docket day and see if there's a resolution? If not, we'll see if we're ready for trial. If we're not, if there's a thing, then we can go in. So it'll be plea, continue, or trial.
That's fine, Judge. And frankly, it would be a 1 or 2 witness trial, so it's not.
Okay.
It's not a lengthy one. And I also have an update from the court if I may approach on Mr. Cohen's case for tomorrow.
But he's a next.
Whenever that's convenient.
Christopher Higgins.
And Mr. Medina, the last person on your docket, Rudolph McKinnon, apparently there was a foul up and they sent him back.
Well, I can represent to the court that Mr. McKenna is, I talked about it with the state today. We do need his discovery, including a score sheet so that we can complete a Phoenix House application.
Do we need a full continuance or come back Monday?
I think we're going to have to do full because I don't think there's any way we can get a turnaround from state and Phoenix House by Monday.
So we'll continue to 12/13. If you can get it done earlier and get a resolution, get it on one of the miscellaneous documents.
Yes, certainly we'll do a score sheet and discovery to discuss.
And I did meet with him today, and he knows the status because he was here for Judge Mason's courtroom, and I was able to talk to him there.
Okay, good. Thank you. So we'll put it down and continue to 12/13.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
This will be Christopher Higgins with Mr. Davis.
Okay. Your Honor, this is Mr. Christopher Higgins in case number 23CF2064. We did pass him earlier for me to speak with him and go over the plea agreement, which I was able to do. If I can let him sign the plea agreement, Your Honor. He did ask, apparently his daughter has been in the care of Deputy Beck.
No, Jennifer.
If there's someone that can get a message to them to let him know he will be released this afternoon or tomorrow.
I honestly don't know what Deputy Beck.
She's a Laurel Hill.
She's in
She went on auxiliary, she went to teach at Docket. She was prior to junior high school's resource officer. Now she is. She's on auxiliary.
Yeah, know her or how to get a message to her.
I told Mr. Higgins will try.
Just call our dispatch after you get out. 651-7400.
That's like 400.
7400, yes, sir. It's just the regular line of dispatch, your office dispatch, not emergency.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Sorry about that.
And I do have a score sheet with from Mr. Higgins. John, he and I did read it earlier. He has no objection to that score sheet, Your Honor.
What's the score sheet?
And that reserves on restitution, right?
No, your restitution part of our resolution, 3,300. Perfect, thank you. At 150 left. Therefore, John, no objection to the score sheet, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Is that going to be downward departure?
It is or is not?
It's not. Very good.
Would you announce the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Higgins is before the court today in 23 CF 1896. He does have a companion case that's scheduled for November or October the 17th, which is 23 CF 2064. The plea agreement incorporates both cases. At this time, Mr. Higgins will be entering a plea of no contest as charged in both cases. And there will be withhold of adjudication on all counts and cases. With 23 CF 1896 counts, I have 1 and 2, but it's only 1 count, Your Honor, so I apologize for that. 24 months of probation concurrent. We're going to support the waive and supervision fees. Standard court costs, public defender fee, required to do a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days of his release, any treatment within 90 days of his release, and then random urinalysis. And then a 23 CF 2064, again, 24 months of probation concurrent between all counts. Waive costs of supervision. Standard court costs, 100 public defender fee, anti-theft course, which can be completed online. 24 hours community service work. Restitution in the amount of $3,320 to Miss Irene Higgins. That'll be due at $150 per month minimum. And I didn't put it on here, but I got to announce this, Your Honor. Mr. Higgins is entering the plea without having the opportunity to review discovery in all of his cases. He's doing so because this is a probation offer which would allow him to be released today.
I'm good.
Okay. Just question, point of clarification question. The 24 months on 1896 and the 24 months I know that on 2064, the 24 months of probation for each of those charges are all concurrent. Are they also concurrent with 1896?
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
it's a total of 2 years probation.
For both cases, all counts.
Okay. State?
That's correct.
Okay. Very good.
Judge, I would say that our office has spoken to the victim in this matter. I do believe that we complied with Marshall's law.
Very good.
And that being said, I guess I'll lay down some more tracks here. The victim has made clear that she does not want us to be pursuing these charges. However, the state attorney's office takes charges like this very seriously and is not going to null process case.
Okay.
And Mr. Higgins has told me essentially the same thing. His mother has told him do not plead to anything. However, he is choosing to do so because it does result in his EOS today.
Yeah. I can still get over mom, right? I can talk to her.
There's nothing in the plea that says no contact with your mom.
That is correct. There's no contact provisions in the plea. Okay, so Mr. Higgins, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement. I mean, the core, obviously, is each one of these charges is getting 2 years of probation.
Yes, sir.
All running at the same time, concurrent, all running at the same time. So it's basically a total of 2 years probation, right? Plus all the other things, substance abuse evaluation, follow-up with recommendations, random UAs, anti-theft, all those things are contained in there. You've read through this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you've made sure it had all your legal questions answered by your attorney.
I got one question just popped up.
Okay. Ask it to him.
Is, I know you're supposed to give a whole probation officer within 12 hours of being released. Well, they don't release me tonight.
You will have to check in. I'm assuming the court's going to say 8 o'clock in the morning at probation.
Well, what if they don't let me go tonight?
What if you don't what?
What if I don't get released tonight?
My anticipation you will, but if you don't, the court typically says within 24 hours of release, you'll need to check in with probation.
I just don't want to violate it.
I understand. I mean, if you get out tonight, you got to, first thing in the morning, you got to show up for probation. If you get out tomorrow, then do it by close of business tomorrow, by 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock? 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. Okay. And just make sure the same day you get out, or if you get out tonight, tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, court will, based upon your testimony, court will accept your plea here today, sentence you to the 24 months probation for each of the counts, all served concurrently, as well as the other requirements that are contained in the written plea agreement. And a question?
Probation probably want to know what city he's going to be living in to be safe.
Can we walk over to you?
No, just tell it. Yell out.
Just to say Fort Walton for now. I mean,
Okay, Fort Walton, thank you.
if it changes, can I just tell you?
Let them know.
We'll go over that.
Yeah.
Let them know.
You go in there, just listen to them, stay in good contact with the probation officer. That's the biggest thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Very good. Thank you.
Judge, I don't have anything else before you, maybe excuse me. I apologize, I have one more.
You have one more?
He was trying to.
You have the very last one you're trying to get out.
He was. Yeah, there's just Mr. Knox before the court and a plea agreement. I've gone over that. He has no questions. I did speak with your other attorney, Ms. Marcus. She's going to already made the effort to get you moved up, okay?
All right.
You will sign and date that there for me. She didn't tell me. She just said she's reaching out to get that scheduled ASAP, okay? All right. 10, 11, 23. Score sheet shows 18 points. All right, so we're not going to put it in, but you're not all probation yet, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
She's going to move it up just as soon as she can, okay? She'll come on when she gets that scheduled, though, okay? Here for a second.
I'm just collecting my thoughts.
When we approach the plea agreement, the score sheet is attached, no objection to that. There will not be a downward departure.
Very good.
jail as a condition of probation to maintain the withhold.
Very good. Would you please announce the plea agreement, Mr.?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Knox will be admitting the plea no contest to the charges before the court in 23 CF 1742, all counts. It'll be withhold adjudication on all counts, and all counts before the court, 6 months of probation concurrent. As a condition of that probation, will be sentenced to 120 days county jail, concurrent with credit for all time served. Probation will terminate upon the completion of his jail. Waive any supervision fees. $615 court costs, $150 public defender fee. Mr. Knox would ask for 24 months to pay those outstanding fees before they're sent to collections.
That's correct.
Mr. Knox, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement. I see those same terms are in writing in your written plea agreement that you've signed.
Yes,
Have
sir.
you read this thing?
Yes, sir.
And have you gone over it?
Yes, sir.
In detail with your attorney, make sure you
Yes,
had
sir.
all your legal questions answered?
Yes, sir.
You understand that by entering into this plea, you're waiving the right to go to a trial. This will be a final adjudication of this case.
Yes, sir.
You understand that? It affect your ability to move forward other than what's contained in here. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're doing this freely and voluntarily. Nobody's twisting your arm to do this?
No, sir.
Okay. Any further questions regarding this plea agreement?
No, sir.
Okay. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. There'll be a withhold of adjudication. On all counts, you're going to be sentenced to 6 months probation. So you got all three of them. They all served at the same time. As a condition of this probation, you are to spend 120 days in the county jail, all concurrent, so single 120, with credit for all time served. Okay? The probation will terminate when you finish your jail portion of this. Okay?
Yes, sir.
We'll waive the cost of supervision, court costs, and contained in there. And you'll have 24 months to pay outstanding court costs before they're sent to collections.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Very good. Thank you.
That's all I have.
You may